Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Scottish National Short Course Championships. We're on session 7, Sunday morning, day 3. Been some fantastic swimming over the last 2 days. Particular highlight last night, Daniel Whiffin's 1500 freestyle, 4th fastest ever 1500 freestyle in Europe. Great swimming. I'm Tony Rose, and with me this morning is John Munsey, and we're going to be talking you through the events this morning. You can see there on your screen, that's the diving pit here at Warren at the Royal Commonwealth pool. Still swimmers warming up in there, and good. One of the benefits of this facility, lots of pools that they can do that in. And there you see on the screen the events that we have for this morning. I'm just running through them. John, any particular highlights here? We've got 200 individual medley for men, 200 freestyle for women, 100 butterfly for men and 100 breaststroke for women, 50 free, 50 back, 200 breast men, 200 fly women, 100 back men, 100 IM. It's always good fun. 400 free, any particular highlights you're looking for this morning?
Yeah, good morning everybody. I think there's highlights everywhere across the programme, Tony. Last day, athletes were a little bit tired, but athletes in some cases going for trebles. You've got Cara Hamlin going for a breaststroke treble, already won the 50 and the 200, going in the 100. Matt Richards going for a freestyle treble, already run the 100 and 200, and he's in the 50, but he's up against Duncan Scott this morning in the heat, so that'll be an interesting one. The 200 individual medley to kick us off. Gold and silver from the 400. Evan James and George Smith in the final heat, so that should be a good one. And I think the 200 free for women looks very exciting. You've got the winner of the 100, Freya Anderson, going against the winner of the 400, Freya Colbert. And also the American as well, Paige Madden. So I think that'll be a good three-way go in the final tonight. Of course, we've got our own Kathleen Dawson, won the 100 last night in the 100 back. She's going again in the 50 back. And Katie Shanahan in the 100 individual medley. So lots to look forward to. Should be some fantastic swimming.
Excellent. Keeping us entertained all the way through the morning. Should be good to see. I think it's really good to see Kathleen Dawson back in particular, having had her back injury, missed the Commonwealth Games early in the year, but she was looking on good form last night.
Yeah, she was very impressive, Tony, in the 100, and we'll see her go in the 50 this morning.
So we've just had the officials marching on, as you can see on the screen there. They're just being announced to the crowd here. Been good attendances at this meet, watching. And
the swimming's been first class. People, as you said right at the start, Tony, people are still talking about last night's finals.
Yeah, I mean, it's been there's a lot of good English swimmers up for this meet, which has just added that extra bit of spice, and really quite impressive genuine world-class swimming, particularly Daniel, but really across the board, across the men and the women. And a good international field, a lot of international swimmers now training with the likes of Loughborough and Bath and Stirling and Edinburgh, so that gives it a nice international feel as well, which got to be good for the viewing public.
Yeah, I've lost count of the number of different nationalities we've seen on the podium, but and several Olympians as well. You know, so it's been in terms of competition, it's been a first-class competition, really, to end the individual short course season. We move on to long course in January. We've still got the team championships next weekend in Tollcross to go. But for many of these swimmers, it'll be their last short course meet of the season, and for many of them it feels like it's been a massive step forward, because we have seen some outstanding swims.
Definitely. So you can see the swimmers there for this first event and first heat. So this is the men's 200 IM coming in first. We've got 5 heats. Just to remind, the fastest swimmers swim the heats in the morning, and then fastest 40 basically across each event, and then this afternoon we'll have the same events with the slower heats plus an additional 1500 women's race. A couple of heats of that this afternoon as well, but we're now going to kick off. There you go on the screen. Matthew Brown, University of Aberdeen Performance in 3, Travis Davey, Dundee Aesthetic Aquatics in 4, Alexander Williams, Ealing in 5, and Ethan Potter, City of Sheffield in lane 6. And off they go. So I said first of 5 heats here. These guys, not a lot between them, just over a second between them across the pool. Matthew Brown, second North District recently. Travis Davey there is just missed out in the medals at the Snags earlier in the year. Got a 14-year-old Ethan Potter from Sheffield in 6, so a good spread of geography and age. Ealing, Sheffield, Dundee and Aberdeen, so stretching across the whole of the UK. 27.94 for Travis. He is the fastest entry here. And he's holding it on the backstroke, in fact probably consolidating his lead here on the backstroke leg. He's a senior academy member at Scottish Swimming, and so he's got a nice body length lead as we move into the breaststroke. Variety of turns there. Travis flipping over, the other three boys doing sort of side swivels. No one doing the arm back over flip on that one, but that will come, I'm sure, as we go through this heat. And it's a good push back here from Alexander Williams. He come all the way from Ealing, 17-year-old. And he's pushing back slightly, but it's still a body length lead for Travis. And the field is pretty split, given how close their entries were. And it's still Travis Davey, 1:39.15. So he's looking to get under the 2:10 for the first time. See if he can manage that. Good shot there, coming in hard off the wall, and he's really motoring down this final length under the flags, looking to get under the 2:10. I think he's going to do it as well. 2:9.05, so that's a really nice start to the morning swimming. Alexander comes in a 2:13. Matthew Brown just edging out, and unfortunately looks like a disqualification in lane 6 for a technical infraction, so your 1, 2, 3 will be on the screen. Travis Davey, Alexander Williams and Matthew Brown.
Moving on to heat number 2, lane 1, Finn Bremner, Warren de Bass. Lane 2, James Bartley from University of Stirling. Lane 3, Arthur Llewellyn, Loughborough University. Lane 4, Jamie Allison from University of Aberdeen Performance Squad. In 5, Robert Burgess, City of Glasgow. In 6, Luke Hornsey, East Lothian. In 7, Matthew Garrity, City of Glasgow. And in lane 8, Micah Van Blurt, Warren de Bass. Fastest entry time here, James Allison, down from Aberdeen. Jamie Allison, I should say, 2:06.43. He started well in the middle lane, as has Robert Burgess, City of Glasgow. Probably going to be Robert going to touch first. 27.82, so just a little bit faster than the previous heat by 12/100ths of a second. Second place for Arthur Llewellyn, third place for James Bartley, ahead of Jamie Allison. Luke Hornsey going in this one in lane 6. Luke, our junior champion in both the 800 and 1500. So he's having a good meet, so a very strong back end in the 1500 yesterday afternoon to secure the junior championship.
Yeah, he looked very strong, didn't he, in the back end there, Luke, last night. And there's only 2 junior Scots in this morning heat, Evan Davidson in the next heat, so just keep an eye on them to see who might be in the running for the junior title.
Yeah, 1:0.07 for Robert, leading the way, so about nearly a second faster than the previous heat now. He's surrounded by Jamie Allison on 4, Luke Hornsey in 6. Also coming through is University of Stirling's James Bartley in lane 2. But at the minute, this looks like Robert Burgess is going to be leading with 50 to go, but Jamie Allison working hard down this second leg of breaststroke coming under the flags. We've got a good race in our hands here. Robert's going to turn first, but only just. 1:37.39. So they've moved nearly 2 seconds faster than the previous heat. The gap, 0.3 of a second for Robert, but Jamie's just sat there and he's really starting to bear down on him now with 25 metres to go. So Robert turns first, but Jamie's right on him. Good turn from Jamie, but a good turn for Robert also. Third place looks like it's going to be Luke Hornsey. Is it going to be the City of Glasgow swimmer? Is he going to hold Jamie at bay? Who's coming back? Robert, Jamie on the touch. It's going to be Robert Burgess. 2:07.51 for Robert. His entry time 2:06.60, so just outside that, but a good swim nevertheless. Second place for Jamie Allison. In third place, Luke Hornsey, 2:08.09, and we'll look how that matches up against Evan Davidson.
Yeah, something to look out for there with these junior titles and all the titles. If one of you makes the A final and the other makes the B, no matter how fast you swim in those finals, it's the person who's in the A final that wins the title. So I'm sure Evan will be looking to get faster than that in this heat. So in this heat we've got Adam Wilson, Loughborough in 1, Luke Ibsen from Loughborough in 2, John Britton, Ealing in 3, Ben Harrison from Loughborough in 4, Robbie Jones, another Loughborough swimmer, in 5, Josh Presh, University of Stirling in 6, Jay Manners, Derwent side in 7, and Evan Davidson from Perth City in lane 8. Ben Harrison's fastest in, Loughborough University swimmer. He won British Summer Championships earlier in the year. And he had a good swim at Bucks not too many months ago. But it's Robbie Jones, 25.63, taking that one. Robbie, another Loughborough swimmer. Commonwealth Games representative for Jersey. In the top 20 there. So he's swimming well here. And it is still Robbie, good push out there on his backstroke, and he's really got a good lead here. Behind him it's Ben Harrison, and out in lane 2 Luke Ibsen, so 55.93. So let's see in lane 4 Ben Harrison coming back strong on this breaststroke. Good race between these two, and it's still Luke Ibsen out there in 2 as well. Well, we've still got the lead, but Ben is pulling back on him on each of these breaststroke strokes. Also coming through strong is John Britton, Ealing swimmer. And it's going to be tight as they move in here, 1:31.01. Evan is a good 4 seconds up on the split for Luke Hornsey in the previous heat, so I think Evan is going to get into the finals as the fastest junior. And it's really tight now as they come off the wall. And I think Ben Harrison is just edged ahead of Robbie. He's timed this perfectly. And as he comes into the wall, it is going to be Ben Harrison, 2:00.40. So just outside his entry. That's a nice solid heat swim for him. Robbie Jones, second. 2:01.12, and in third, just getting confirmed there on your screen, Luke Ibsen, 2:01.96. Evan coming in a 2:04, strong swim from him. And moving on to heat 3.
Heat 4, Ellis Clewis goes in lane 1 for Loughborough University. Charles Kershaw in lane 2 for Loughborough University. Stirling University's Tony Joe Trett Oliver goes in 3. James McFadden, Loughborough University goes in 4. Then we've got 3 University Stirling swimmers in 5, 6 and 7. Angus Allison, Rory Dixon and Harper Whitehead. Tom Robinson goes for the University of Aberdeen Performance Squad in lane 8. Silver medalist from the 100 IM last night goes in this heat. James McFadden from Loughborough University. Silver behind Duncan Scott in last night's finals. There's James that's heading out quickly, and he's going to lead down the first 50. Also going well in lane 3, Tony Joe Trett Oliver. Down here in lane 7, Harper Whitehead. But at the minute it's Loughborough University's James McFadden who's going to be leading at the first 50. 25.90 for him, so slightly slower than the previous heats. As they flip onto the backstroke, second place for Harper Whitehead, Angus Allison in third place in lane 5. Tony Joe Trett Oliver starting to come through now on the backstroke to push James for that lead, and these two flip over first and second side by side. Third place in lane 5, Angus Allison.
Great turn there from Tony Joe on that backstroke.
Yeah, Tony Joe, a great all-round swimmer. Probably this is his best event, the 200 IM, and he's looking very strong. 57.49, so still slower than the previous heat, but the breaststroke leg might change that. Tony Joe still leading, James next to him, and these two starting to pull away a little bit, but we do know that Angus Allison, lane 5, is very strong on the breaststroke. In lane 2, Charles Kershaw starting to come through now as well. Still there, Harper Whitehead in lane 7. But the lead's changed again, and it's James McFadden who's now back in the lead. Loughborough University swimmer will take this split. This has been a really quick breaststroke leg, 1:30.60. He's now 0.4 quicker than the previous heat, so easily the fastest breaststroke leg we've seen so far this morning from James. Second place for Tony Joe, third place for Angus Allison, fourth place in lane 2 for Charles Kershaw. But that breaststroke leg has really catapulted James McFadden into the lead, and he's going to comfortably now take this heat, looking very easy coming down this last 25. Coming under the flags, Tony Joe's coming back, but this is going to go to James. He's going to switch first, 2:00.61, but he did look very comfortable down that last 25. Second place was Tony Joe Oliver, and third place was Angus Allison. We'll just wait to confirm that result for you. And there it is, Loughborough University's James McFadden lead, winning that heat, 2:00.61, ahead of two University of Stirling swimmers, Tony Joe Oliver and Angus Allison.
So it's looking like 2:02, 2:03 to get you in the final here, and see what happens in this fifth and final heat. Stan Franks, trained Belgian swimmer in 1, Alex Casey in 2, from Loughborough, Edinburgh University's Igor Suvalov in 3, Evan Jones, University of Stirling, teammate George Smith in 5, Pierce Greening in 6, and Andrew Bertoli 7, all of them University of Stirling swimmers, and Matthew Woodall from the city of Sheffield in lane 8. So a strong Uni of Stirling showing in this one. Evan Jones in lane 4, won the 400 IM recently, finalist at the Commonwealth Games earlier in the year, and is 1:56. Swam just only a month or so ago, so he's showing some good form on this 200 IM coming in, and he's already established a bit of a lead there in lane 4, looking very strong and smooth, and he turns in a 25:68. Already got a body length up from George Smith beside him. Out there in lane 1, Stan Franks, Belgian swimmer, coming through strongly on the backstroke. Good underwater from Evan. He's well clear of the swimmers next to him. Lane 2, Alex Casey from Loughborough Uni. Put the challenge, you see that flip over turn from Evan, 56.65. So still not quite as fast as the third heat. Ben Harrison looking strong. It's pretty even across the rest of the field. Maybe lane 2, Alex Casey making the charge, and George Smith you'd expect to come through strong as well on the breaststroke. And he is. And it's Alex Casey and George pulling back, reeling him in. And as we come to the end of the breaststroke, I think it's going to be a race between the three of them, and it is. And it's now Alex Casey, 1:31.98. I think these guys are swimming within themselves. They knew from the first few heats where they needed to pace to get into this A final or B final, and Evans just edging away again on this freestyle. Coming through as well, Pierce Greening in 6, so it's going to be a close one. Andrew Bertoli coming in strong as well, so these guys need to just pace it to get in that final. I think they probably have. 1:59, first swimmer under the 2 minutes. 1:59.94 for Evan. Alex Casey did get second, 2:01.48, and just edging third was Piers Greening, 2:01.71. See whether that makes the difference or not into this final. I think it's 2:01s should get you in. 2:02 is going to be on the margins, and there you go. Oh, just George Smith is the last finalist, 2:01.81. Luke Ibsen just missing out by 15/100ths. And then you go through to Harper Whitehead, 2:03.98. So that's provisional finalists. Evan Davidson, first reserve, just missing out. Maybe get 1 or 2 withdrawals this evening. Often happens in these meets in the last day. People do pull out slightly more than they would at the beginning.
Yeah, and they are of course provisional because we do have some heats this afternoon as well. But yeah, Evan Davidson, top junior as it stands, first reserve for the finals, pending this afternoon's heats. We'll have to see how that one goes, but as it stands, he would be our junior champion based on that.
Yep.
But it looks like it's going to be another good final tonight.
Oh yeah. I think all of those men were swimming slightly within themselves. I think in those heats they were a good 2, 3, 4 seconds off their entry times. And we're moving on to the next event.
Yeah, event 302, the women's 200 metre freestyle. Heat number 1, lane 2, Michaela Glenister, University of Stirling. Lane 3, Rebecca Reid, Aberdeen. Lane 4, Anna Green, Warren de Bass. Lane 5, Emily Maxwell, Derwent-side. And lane 6, Kaylin Hall, University of Aberdeen Performance Squad. Michaela Glenister in lane 2, University of Stirling. Watch out for her in this heat. She was bronze medalist in the 800 and certainly been swimming well at these championships over this weekend. This is going to be a tough event to get into the A final. It's stacked in the faster heats later on. Michaela leading the way at the minute, 28.64 for her.
Going to need to be getting under 2 minutes minimum, I think, to get in that final.
Second place at the turn, Rebecca Reid, ahead of Anna Green and Emily Maxwell. No swimmer in lane number 6 in this, Kaylin Hall, but Michaela Glenister really starting out quickly, 28.64 first 50, and she's going to turn 59.67, so she's going to be near to that 2 minute mark, Tony, and she's pulling away from the rest of this field. As I say, still 4 high quality heats to go. She's looking very strong, and given that she in the main is a distance and IM swimmer, you'll see the back end strength come through, I'm sure.
Yeah. Thinking her entry time's slightly an old one.
Yeah, she didn't have a great season last season, Michaela, but it's been great to see her back competing to somewhere near her best. Past European junior champion, I think it was in the 400 IM. She didn't have her best of seasons last season, but certainly we've seen a big return to form this winter, which bodes well for the long course season. 131.3 for her at the 150 mark. Rebecca Reid in second place in lane 3, ahead of Emily Maxwell in 5, Anna Green in 4, but this is all about Michaela Glenister. What time can she set? Can she get into the A final? Will it be a B final for her? Time will tell, but she's going to win this heat comfortably, and she's very strong coming under the flags. 2:02.62 for Michaela. She sets what's going to be a good test for the swimmers in the next 4 heats.
Yeah. So that's going to get her in the mix for that final. Put the cat amongst the pigeons for the last 3 heats, I think. Probably weren't expecting that. At the moment, the 24th qualifiers are 2 or 3. And,
second place Rebecca Reid, third place Emily Maxwell, just to give you the 1, 2, 3 in that, ahead of Anna Green.
So moving on to heat 2. And in this one we have Amelia Moole, Loughborough Uni in lane 1, Mary Craig, Edinburgh Uni in 2, Cornelia Fidek early in the morning, Fitkovich from Loughborough University in lane 3, Natasha Simpson, Warren de Bass in 4, Alicia Dingle, Loughborough University in 5, Guy Alcaraz, University of Aberdeen in 6, Sophie Main, Edinburgh Uni in 7, and Georgia Robertson, City of Sheffield in lane 8.
Good news, Tony, for both you and I is that Cornelia's not swimming, because we both struggled with her
Not
name.
for the meet though, she's had some fantastic swims this meet, she's been on great form.
On the podium in every event as well, but no swimmers in 3 or 8 in this heat.
2 3s and 2 4s in this one.
Good start, lane 1, Alicia Dingle, 28.77.
77, just a little bit faster. The rest, similar time.
Mary Craig had some more distant swims. She strong 800 and 400, finalist last night in the 400s. So she's having a good meet. And still going to be Alicia turning first again, 59.86, so just over the time of Michaela Glenister in the previous heat. And Mary Craig still going out strong in lane 2, so it's looking like it's between Alicia and Mary.
Yeah, Mary having a good meet, Tony.
Yeah.
Stirling swim previously, now Edinburgh Uni, she was the second Scott Home in the 800. I assume we'll see her tonight or later on in the 1500 as well, so you'll see a good back end, I would imagine, here.
And then we got Alicia Dingle, 131.92 at the turn there, so she's still just about the same pacing as Michaela. Strong finishing here from Mari as well. Gaia Alcaraz in 6. And it's still Alicia Dingle. She's had some really strong swim here all the way through, and she's pulling away now with Gaia pushing her hard on this final 25, but I think Alicia's going to hit the wall first. 2:03.88, so slightly down on Michaela's swim in the previous heat. Second, it is Gaia Alcaraz, 2:04.62, and third, just edged out by Gaia Mari Craig, 2:04.85. So I'll just wait for that result to be confirmed. The 6 swimmers, and we'll get that confirmed up on the screen now. And there we have it, Alicia Dingle, Gaia Alcaraz and Mari Craig is your 1, 2, 3 in that third heat as we move on to the fourth heat.
In the next heat, heat number 3, name number 1, Elena Morgan, University of Stirling. In 2, Georgina Dennis. In 3, Katie Duluth. In 4, Freya Colbert, Paul Loughborough University. In 5, Evie Davis, University of Stirling. In 6, Charlotte Berry, City of Sheffield. In 7, Lydia Britton from Ealing. In 8, Natasha Whittle, Loughborough University. The first of our 3 seeded heats this morning. Fastest entry time into this one, Freya Colbert, Loughborough University. Freya won the 400 last night, won the 400 AM on the first night, so she's in very good form. Distinctive red cap, GB cap in lane 4. She's taking this one out ahead of Charlotte Berry in lane 6. In lane 3, the American Katie Duluth. In 5, Evie Davis. But Freya Colbert 28.11 down the first 50. Katie Duluth in second place, the American, representing Loughborough University, teammate of Freya's. And it's between these two at the minute.
And Freya's in on a 156, but last weekend at the Swim England winter meet, she won in 155, so only a weekend ago was showing great form coming into this.
Yeah, maybe it was a bit of a surprise they were in the 400 last night, but not for a lot of people, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It was a great race with Freya Anderson and also Paige Madden, but in great form and without doubt one of the emerging GB stars.
Absolutely. 18 years old.
Former of Nova Centurion, now at Loughborough University. And stroke for stroke with a teammate, Katie Duluth, down this third 50. Katie's possibly just going to turn first, and she's 1:28.73, and no surprise now with the seeded heats that we are going faster than Michaela Glennis has split in the first heat. We should be 2 minutes or just under, I think, in this one. So it's Katie Duluth, Freya Colbert, the first Scot, Evie Davis in lane 5 in third place. Hopefully all 3 of these we'll see back in the A final tonight, but they'll have to go some. I think Evie Davis working hard trying to get into that A final later on, but this is going to go to Katie Duluth, 1:58.43. Second place of Freya Colbert, 1:59.14. And third place Evie Davis, 1:59.76.
So I think that getting under the 2 minutes does look like it's going to be the benchmark for getting into the A final.
Yeah, and 3 in that heat, only in 2 more heats to go, so we'll keep a close eye on that for you as we go forward.
So into heat 4 this time, Lucy Honke, Loughborough Union 1, Drew Mackenzie, City of Glasgow in 2, Jess Podger, Loughborough Union in 3, Paige Madden, Loughborough University in 4, Lucy Hope, University of Stirling in 5, Mia Sleven, Loughborough Union 6, Maisie Elliott, also Loughborough Union 7, and in lane 8, Nicole Ritchie, Edinburgh University. Good start there in lane 5, Lucy Hope, Scottish international, Commonwealth Games finalist in this event earlier in the year, just missing out on a medal, and it is Lucy, strong sprinter, who's just edging first, 27.64, so that is faster than the previous heat, but maybe to expect that with Lucy.
Yeah, Lucy was a top Scot home in that 400 from last night. She was our Scottish national champion, swimming the 400, which is, you don't see Lucy doing that too often, but she's clearly in good form. And she'll be looking to try and get a quick time here in one of those middle lanes for tonight.
Yeah, Paige Madden maybe just edging ahead. One of the international contingent we were talking about was a bronze medalist in the world short course in this event, where she did her 1:53, and they tied at the 100 between Paige and Lucy, 57.53. So that's what you call a close race at the halfway stage. Couldn't be much closer, and they don't look like they're going to let each other take it easy on this one. Outside of them, you've got Jess Podger and Maya Sleven both trying to hang on to them. 1:27.79 now, Lucy. So they are faster than the previous heat, and there's 4 of these girls here pushing hard. So it's going to be really tight to get in this final. Really not a lot between Lucy and Paige still.
You could see all 4 getting under the 2 minutes as well here, Tony.
Definitely.
It's a cracking heat.
That was a great turn from Paige, really good example of underwater. Lucy is definitely fastest between the walls. Paige coming out on the turn, and it is going to be Lucy, 1:57.88. And all of those girls that's another 4 under 2 minutes, so we've already got 7 under 2 minutes, so I think getting under 2 minutes is not going to be enough.
Paige in particular looked very comfortable down that last 25 as well, so I think she will find that she will go a lot quicker tonight. But a very good swim from Lucy, a good heat swim. Fastest so far as we move on to our final heat. Lane 1, Scarlett Orchard, Loughborough University. Lane 2, Katie Shanahan, University of Stirling. Lane 3, Kate Clifton, City of Sheffield. Lane 4, Freya Anderson, Bath University. Lane 5, Candice Hall, City of Sheffield. Lane 6, Monique Olivier, Edinburgh University. Lane 7, Honey Osrid, Loughborough University. And Lane 8, Laura Hodgson from Newcastle.
So it's a stacked field, isn't it?
Yes, and more stars in this field. Katie Shanahan in 2, Freya Anderson in 4, Candice Hall in 5. And it is Freya Anderson, the Bath University athlete, leading the way. Won the 100, 3rd in the 400. Multi-medalist for both England at the Commonwealth Games and also GB. And she's powering up this 3rd leg, 27.13, so she's already the fastest to the turn of the first 50. Going with her in lane 3, Kate Clifton. Lane 5, Candice Hall. Freya's very much doing her own race here.
Yeah. Got a silver at the European Championships earlier in the year. Just missed a medal in the Commonwealth Games. Yeah.
Over a second faster than the previous heat, 56.26 for Freya.
No slouching in the heats for Freya this morning. She's clearly going for it.
No, it's good to see. We've not seen very much of all that at all. Most of the heats have been swum very hard indeed, and as we've already talked about in this event, you know, the strength in depth, having to swim sub 2 minutes just to get anywhere near the A final, shows what a quality meet this is turning into. And Freya this time coming under the flags with 50 metres to go. 1:25.80, so broadly 2 seconds quicker than anything we've seen. Whether she slackens off a little bit down the last 25 remains to be seen. But Kate Clifton in 2nd, Katie Shanahan coming through now in lane 2. No surprise to see Katie finish strongly. It wouldn't surprise me to see her under the 2 minute mark as well. Kate Clifton in 3. Those two battling it out for 2nd and 3rd. But this is all about Freya Anderson. She will be in the A final, I'm sure. We'll see about the other girls, but Freya is going to comfortably qualify. 1:55.38. Katie Shanahan 1:58.28, Kate Clifton 1:58.81. We'll see both of those, I think, in the A final.
Kate might be in the margins.
10. I think we've got 10 under the 2 minutes. We've actually 1, 2, 3 anyway. Freya Anderson, Katie Shanahan and Kate Clifton will confirm provisional A finalists on our next screen. Top 8, remember, into the A final. Kate Clifton does make it, and Freya Colbert. Jess Podger, Evie Davis at the minute in the B final. The last B final place will be the 16th place swimmer, True Mackenzie. Alternate Scarlett Orchard and Alicia Dingle, but these all needs to be confirmed. And I think we've already seen, I did think I saw some changes to the 200 AM finals. We've already seen some withdrawals from finals. Some swimmers may well be going home before the finals tonight, but we'll confirm that later on.
Yeah, so Freya Colbert just judging that, you could argue, to perfection, or just cutting it a bit fine, whichever way you want to look at it, but she was in 9th there, came in 3rd fastest into this event, but good to see her in the final. That's going to be from lane 4 right the way through out to lane 8. That's going to be a cracking event later on. Finals this evening, 5:25, so join us back for that. And we're now moving on to event 303. This is the men's 100 fly. First heat, Jack Cashurst from Morpeth. University of Aberdeen's Kieran Lennox in 4. Daniel Genkus from Loughborough in 5. And Greg Fairbairn, Uni of Stirling in 6. Kieran got a Scottish Junior 50 fly record in the first day of swimming, and he is going out very hard in this one. He's in on a 56.7, but I think he's going to go way under that. Given his pacing in the 50, you could see him getting down the 54, 55 territory, out in a 25.53. So looking strong, but he's slightly getting pulled back by the Loughborough Uni swimmer Daniel Genkus. And Daniel has come back strong on that second half of the race, and Kieran's maybe paying a little bit for that very fast first 50. And Greg Fairbairn, Stirling swimmer, also coming through strong, and it is Daniel Genkus in a 56.13.
Nice personal best for Daniel there. Judged that race well.
He did. And I think it's a strong start from the youngster. Really went for it. Paid slightly in the latter part of the race.
He's had a good weekend.
He
Junior champion in the 50 and a new record to boot, as you mentioned.
Cannot be disappointed with his weekend so far.
Heat number 2, lane 1, Lewis Burrell, University of Aberdeen Performance Squad. Lane 2, Thomas Maskell, Derwent. Lane 3, Brodie Gordon-Gibson, Warren de Bass. Lane 4, Lewis Hammond, City of Glasgow. Lane 5, Jack Allen, Loughborough University. Lane 6, Tom Sansom, Loughborough University. Lane 7, Adam Strickland, Derwent. No swimmer in lane 8. So going well, lane 5, Jack Allen, Loughborough University. Represented Jersey in the Commonwealth Games, where he came 32nd in this event. And he's taking this heat out. Looking very strong down the first 50, 25.48. Slightly quicker than our previous heat. Second behind him is the Warren de Bass swimmer, Brodie Gordon-Gibson, having a good meet. Tom Sansom in 3rd, Adam Strickland in 4th. But Jack looking very strong. Comes off that last wall, you can see his turn there, some good underwater. I'll be impressed on this side by Tom Sansom, his teammate. Looks like it's going to be a Loughborough 1-2. Ahead of Warrender's Brodie Gordon-Gibson in 3rd. And it's going to be pillar to post, Jack Allen, 55.20. So a nice improvement on his entry time for Jack by nearly half a second. Second place teammate Tom Sansom. Third place Brodie Gordon-Gibson from Warren de Bass.
Good heat swimming there from the boys. Good to get a nice PB for Jack. And we're now moving on to the first of the circle-seeded heats. And in this one, we're going to have Brogan Hyde, University of Stirling in 1, Salvador Gordo, University of Stirling in 2, Luke Ibsen, Loughborough Uni in 3, Matthew Richards, Millfield in 4, Stefan Kravich, East Lothian in 5, Sammy Tucker, Loughborough Uni in 6, Peter Allen, University of Stirling in 7, and Charlie Poole, University of Stirling in lane 8. Matthew Richards is a multi-winner already, as John pointed out at the beginning of this programme. And it's Matt who has gone out strong. Also lane 1, Brogan Hyde, University of Stirling. Had a good start as well. And in lane 5, Stefan Kravitz, youngster from East Lothian. He's swimming very well here. He was the junior 100 front crawl champion. So not surprising to see him swimming strong on the first 50 here in the 100 fly. And at the moment it's Matt Richards who's absolutely taking this one.
He's not swimming it like a heat either, is he?
He is not at all. This is a masterclass in fly swimming here from Matt.
On the silver in the 50 on day 1.
51.29, so that is very strong swimming from him. Second it was Brogan Hyde out there in lane 1, 54.29. So a nice improvement by over a second for him. And Stefan Kravich, 54.37. Just hearing that's a Scottish junior record for Stefan Kravich.
Yeah, and Matt can't be far off his own, well, I'm not sure if it's his own Welsh record, but he can't be far off the Welsh record either. Moving on to heat number 4, lane 1, Ian Rose from Bath University, lane 2, Dean Fern, Aberdeen Dolphins, lane 3, Ben Carr, Edinburgh University, Ed Mildred goes in 4 for Bath University, Cole Hewitt goes in 5 for City of Sheffield, Michael Ripper in 6, Loughborough University, Callum Rose in 7, Edinburgh University, Solomon Williams in 8 for Millfield. So Ed Mildred, fastest qualifier into this, 50.86, GB and England athlete. Bronze in the 100 free earlier in the meet, and he's taking this one out very quickly. 51.29 is a pretty impressive time to go for, set in the previous heat by Matt Richards. But Ed looking very strong, formerly a Northampton athlete before moving to Bath. 23.52, that's a little bit faster than the previous heat, so Ed not hanging back. Second place Ben Carr in lane 3, third place Michael Ripper in 6, but this is looking very strong from Ed Mildred. Another British athlete coming up here to Edinburgh, performing well this weekend. A clear second in lane 3, Edinburgh University's Ben Carr, but a very comfortable heat qualification for Ed Mildred. 51.06, very quick, fastest entry so far. Second place for Ben Carr, third place for Callum Rose. 55.25 for Callum. Ends the battle of the brothers.
53.47 and third Callum Rose 55.25.
That should be a cracking final tonight, and we've still got Jacob Peters to come in our final heat.
And there is the lineup for your final heat. Stephen Clegg, Edinburgh Uni in lane 1, Tom Robertson, Aberdeen in 2, Aberdeen Dolphins in 2, Edward Rednick, University of Stirling in 3, Jacob Peters, Bath University in 4, Thomas Carswell, Edinburgh University in 5, Houghton Long, Loughborough Uni in 6, Ross Leslie, Edinburgh Uni in 7, Benjamin Chewan, Edinburgh University in lane 8. And fastest in this one, Jacob Peters. And he has had the gauntlet set down by both Ed Mildred and Matt Richards, and he's accepted that. What a turn there, almost to the full 15 on his first turn, and see where he's at the 50. 23.41, so he is the fastest at that stage. And, looking very strong, and it's great to see this heat swimming. These guys really going for it. And nails the wall perfectly there as he comes in with 25 to go. It's Thomas Carswell in second at the moment, third place Edward Rednick. But it's going to be Jacob Peters. Is he going to get under 51 here? Certainly looks like he might. He does. 50.59. That is very impressive swimming there. And second place Thomas Carswell, 53.79. Third is Edward Rednick, 54.23. So that is setting up for a cracking final. Jacob, Matt and Ed. Looking forward to that one.
Yeah, excuse the pun, but the Flyers were flying this morning, weren't they? Those last three heats were fantastic.
Just amazing, just amazing. So let's see where we get to. That's your A final when Houghton Long, Loughborough just getting the last leg in the A final. And to the Ross Leslie is the last person there at 16. So that's your provisional B final up to the 16th person.
Yeah, Stefan Kravat's the only junior in that, so he'll be in the B final. Dean in the C final, and Dean Fern, Stefan being in the B final. With that Scottish junior record, will be our junior champion as well later on tonight.
So we're now moving on to event 304.
So this is the women's 100 metre breaststroke. Here we have the start list for heat number 1. Lane 2, Charlotte Thompson from Midlothian. Lane 3, Sarah McNaughton, Warren de Baths. Lane 4, Georgia Lee, Borough of Barnsley. Lane 5, Isla MacDonald from Highland. And lane 6, Katie Coventry from Morpeth.
So we move on to the women's 100 breaststroke now. 5 heats again. And 5 swimmers in this first heat. Charlotte Thompson of Midlothian in 2. Sarah McNaughton of Warren.
Going up the first 50. Lanes 4 and 5 are 2 middle lanes. Leading the way, Georgia Lee in 4, Isla MacDonald in 5. Charlotte Thompson in lane 2, a Youth Academy swimmer from Midlothian. First in the East District Championships. Fourth in the Scottish Summer Meet. And she's got a bit of work to do down the second 50. It's the two middle lanes, 4 and 5. Lane 5, Isla MacDonald turns first, 34.67. Closely followed in the lane next to her by Georgia Lee. Third for Katie Coventry, ahead of Charlotte Thompson and Sarah McNaughton. It's the swimmer in lane 5, Highlands Isla MacDonald. She was second in the Scottish summer meet. And she's looking pretty good, although she started to come back in lane 4, Georgia Lee, Borough Barnsley, but it's still the Highland swimmer Isla MacDonald coming under the flags. 1:15.29 was her time, and she's going to be just inside it, 1:15.25, so it is a new, one would assume, a new personal best for Isla.
PB's a PB.
Yeah, absolutely. Second place was Georgia Lee, and third place was Katie Coventry. That's your 1, 2, 3. Isla MacDonald, Georgia Lee, Katie Coventry.
Moving on to the second heat now, we have Katie Caldwell, Milngavie Bearsden in 1, Olivia Mercer from Marlborough in 2, Katrina Stewart, Western Bartonshire in 3, Anna de Grossa, Best in 4, Amy McLeod from City of Glasgow in 5, Katie Stobbs, Morpeth in 6, Sarah Smith, Warren de Baths in 7, and Freya Masson from Shetland in lane 8. Good start in lane 3 from Katrina Stewart, Western Bartonshire swimmer. She was third in the youth final here last year, and a good start from her, but still pretty close across the 8 swimmers. And there's Katrina still, 17-year-old from Western Bartonshire, but she's just been edged back by Anna de Grossa from the borders and touching first at the 50. Amy McLeod, I think, 34.48, 100th ahead of Katie Caldwell in lane 1, so it's really close, 0.2 between the top 4, and it's now lane 4, Anna de Grossa who's coming through, and in lane 1 Katie Caldwell from Milngavie Bearsden. And as they come through in this final 25, it's a good swim from Anna and Amy McLeod, now coming strongly in lane 5. It's all going to be on the touch with these two. Who's going to time it? I think Amy's got this timed to perfection, 1:13.50. So she, I think, was only in the lead at one point in that race, and it was when she touched the wall, which is the way to do it. Anna de Grossa second, 1:13.71, and Katie Caldwell 1:14.87. PB for her, all 3 of them, I think.
So moving on to heat number 3, lane 1, Saskia Wade, City of Glasgow. Lane 2, Brigitte Le Mazurier, Edinburgh University. Lane 3, Abigail Miles, City of Sheffield. Lane 4, Katie Robertson, Edinburgh University. Lane 4, Elsa MacDonald, Edinburgh University. Lane 6, May Rogers, Warren de Baths. Lane 7, Lucy Stowes, Dundee City Aquatics. And lane 8, Shola Robinson, City of Sheffield. Katie Robertson, fastest entry time into this, bronze medalist in both the 50 and 200. So she'll be hoping to get a middle lane tonight. And she's leading, coming down this second 50, looking very strong. Lucy Stowes in lane 7, junior champion last night in the 200, so expect her to finish the race strongly. But Katie Robertson touches first, 32.94, about a second and a half faster than anything we've seen so far this morning. Second place in lane 3 for Abigail Miles, third place lane 5 for Elsa MacDonald. But Katie Robertson going really well here and looking to really cement one of the middle lanes tonight, and very strong under that turn, some great underwater work, and she's got a full body length coming down this second 50, probably looking at about a time around 1:10 I would guess, maybe just a little bit inside that, but we'll to see as Katie approaches the wall. 1:09.91, so that's our first sub 10 time, comfortably the fastest time of the morning. Second place was Elsa MacDonald, third place Abigail Miles, Lucy Stowes coming through for fourth place.
And fastest junior so far is Lucy. There's no more Ailey Robertson to come in this next heat.
Yeah, Ailey junior champion in the 50, Lucy junior champion in the 200.
Yeah, coming together in the 100.
To meet in the 100.
So, well, they may meet. We're going to find out after this race to see whether they will meet in the one of the finals. I'm sure they'll make one of the finals. It's which one in this Fourth heat, Ailey Robertson, South Ayrshire in 1, Louise Edmonds, Edinburgh Uni in 2, Alwyn Cook, Edinburgh University in 3, Beth Dennis, City of Sheffield in 4, Anna Morgan, Edinburgh Uni in 5, Ciara Davidson, City of Glasgow in 6, Jasmine Smith, Edinburgh Uni in 7, and Emily McGee, Carnoustie in lane 8. Robert and I worked out Emily, I think, is the only Carnoustie swimmer here this weekend, so good to see her. Lane 5, Anna Morgan, and in lane 4, Beth Dennis, and it's Anna, 33.47, so slightly down on the previous time. Anna, one of the, I don't know what's the collective term for 6 people, because there's about 6 or 7 Edinburgh University breaststrokers who are at the top of their game in this women's event. Quite unbelievable depth of breaststroke swimming at Edinburgh Uni at the moment.
Yeah, silver medalist last night in the 200 was Anna, so she should finish the race strongly.
Go very strongly, and she's also got Alwyn Cook, another one of those Edinburgh University breaststrokers, in lane 3, and it is between Alwyn, Beth and Anna as they come into the wall. I think Beth wants this one, and she's gone a 1:10.7. So slightly down on Katie. Strong swim though. Second, Alwyn Cook, 1:11.01, and in third, Anna Morgan, 1:11.05. So I think keep an eye on those times, but that should get her in the final, I would think.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'll get in the A final, second fastest I think so far. As we move on to our final heat, lane 1, Anna Finlay, Gateshead and Wickham. Lane 2, Paige Fenton. Lane 3, Seri-Ann Harris, both from Loughborough University. Lane 4, Cara Hanlon. Lane 5, Katie Goodburn, both from Edinburgh University. Geary's New Lagau goes in 6, Finn's Erin Taylor in 7, and Edinburgh University Anne Hutchinson in lane 8. So Cara Hanlon looking to do the treble, already got the 50 in the bag with a new Scottish record. 200 in the bag last night, 100 hopefully today for Cara, but she's being pushed in a minute by Katie Goodburn, who won the silver in the 50 and pushed her all the way in that race. And it is the 2 Edinburgh University athletes. It wouldn't surprise me to see them dominating the middle lanes in tonight's final, and Cara 31.78 is the fastest so far by over a second. Katie in second place. Going well in lane 2 is Loughborough's Paige Fenton, but again Cara really looking to put a really quick heat time in place here. Of course, represented Scotland down in Birmingham, Commonwealth Games finalist, British champion, and she's looking very strong. As she comes under the flags, she's going to touch 1:07.51. So she will be in lane 4 tonight. Katie Goodburn in second place, and she'll be in lane 5 tonight again, I'm pretty sure, subject to confirmation. Third place for New Lagau. Both of those 2 in the middle lanes again tonight, I think. Yep. As we do there, confirmation. So it's an Edinburgh University 1, 2, 3 for the middle lanes.
Up to Paige Fenton, the 8th into that final.
Which is 3 finals in the 100s and the 50s, so we're down to 24 for our finalists in this one.
So Lucy Stove there, the junior in the B final, and Ailey Robertson, the other junior in the C final. So subject to anything happening this evening, and May Rogers as well, junior swimmers. But subject to confirmation, got swimmers this afternoon who may be peppering the edges of that C final in particular. We'll wait for that.
So don't go anywhere if you're watching at home. The fastest event of the week is upon us.
Indeed.
The men's 50-metre freestyle, otherwise known as the splash and dash, Tony. Absolutely right.
And in this first heat, we have Kieran Lennox just out his 100 fly, University of Aberdeen. Sonny Trigg, Dartmoor in 3. Tom Robertson, Aberdeen Dolphins in 4. Ben Kelly, Warren de Bath in 5. Finlay Club, Aberdeen Dolphins in lane 6. No lane 3, so no Sonny Trigg. Not up from Dartmoor. Kieran, as I just mentioned earlier, he got a Scottish junior record in the 50 fly, so he's clearly got form on the 50. Tom Robertson, also known as a flyer, Aberdeen Dolphin swimmer in 4, and out here in 6, Finlay Club, his teammate, and it's going to be Finlay, I think, and it is 24.05
dead heat actually
with Kieran Lennox. 24.05 for Kieran, 24.05 for Finley Club. Nice start to the proceedings.
So, Heat 2, we have Dean Fern, Ian Rose, Marius Kringellis, Lewis Burrell, Brodie Gordon-Gibson, Luke Tunstall, Lucas Brown and Ashley Donaldson. Aberdeen Performance Squad member Lewis Burrell, fastest qualifying time, 23.4.
Heat 2, Dean Fern, Ian Rose, Marius Kringellis,
Junior Dean Fern going in lane 1.
Luke Tunstall, Lucas Brown and Ashley Donaldson.
In lane 6, I think Luke Tunstall. Lane 8, Ashley Donaldson going well. It's this side of the pool, 6 and 8. Luke Tunstall in 6, Ashley Donaldson in 8. It looks like it's going to be the Mount Kelly swimmer. Luke Tunstall is going to take this. 23.25, very quick. Good swim from him. Second place for Ian Rose in lane 2. Third place for Marius Kringellis in lane 3. 23.25.
Marius Kringellis, 23.85 in third.
Nice swim from Ian in second place.
Into Heat 3. Sally Talib in 1, Fraser Agnew 2, Adam Metcalf in 3, Matthew Richards back in the pool in 4, Calvin Fry in 5, Ross Leslie 6, Tom Exwell in 7, Adam Strickland in lane 8. So 21.54. These guys in this front end here all peppering low 21. See what Matt's got to give in this heat here. He has gone strong in all the heats that he's swum this weekend. Calvin Fry trying to stick with him, and that's a thankless task at the moment. Matt Richards moved from Bath Centre to Millfield, and it seems to have paid off so far. British record in the 100 free last weekend, and a 21.50 in that one. So that is faster than his entry time, so I kind of think he's going to be happy with that. Although he went at 21.1 last weekend, so slightly slower than his time at the single shot course last weekend, but still blooming fast.
Yeah, he's still got the final to come, and it could be a good final depending on who's next to him, but we've still got 2 more heats. Heat number 4, Ben Blowers, Miles Lapsley, Sam Irvin, David Cumberledge, Alex Cahoon, Thomas Leggett, Michael Ripper and Ruben West. Fastest entry time, Edinburgh University's David Cumberledge. I think he's recovering from shoulder surgery.
Yep.
The middle lanes, 3, 4 and 5. Sam Irvin in 3, David Cumberledge in 4, Alex Cahoon in 5. Maybe just lane 5, Alex Cahoon, Loughborough University swimmer, ahead of David Cumberledge. Looks like it's going to be between these two. Alex Cahoon's going to bring this one home. He touches first. 21.97 for Alex. Second place David Cumberledge, third place Sam Irvin.
That's faster than Alex went last weekend, so 21.97, so that's an improvement in a week. Good to see. See if he can better that in the final later on today. Onto this final heat, Rory Dixon in 1, Eddie Watson in 2, Thomas Carswell in 3. In 5, Callum Bain. In 6, Bruno Kempster. 7, Murray Pritchard. 8, Lewis Hammond. No Duncan Scott this morning.
No lane 2, no lane 4.
Watson's out as well. And here we go, lane 5, Callum Bain taking advantage of no Duncan Scott. Lane 3, Thomas Carswell as well. Bruno Kempster in 6 going strongly, and out in 1, Rory Dixon. But it's no doubt Callum Bain here, University of Stirling swimmer. And he goes 21.77. It's a nice swim for him.
Second fastest swim of the morning for the Irishman, Callum Bain. See him in lane 5 tonight, I think.
Indeed. Second, Thomas Carswell, 22.71. And in third, Bruno Kempster, 22.85. We'll get the line up here. There's up to Thomas Carswell in lane 8. So there, your 1 to 8 will be in the A final. That is a stacked field. Bruno Kempster through to Ruben West in the B final. Going, look at that, 23.25, 2.6, 2.7 and 2.8. 100 splitting B and C final. And then you got up to Brodie Gordon-Gibson, 23.90 in the C final. So,
Kieran Lennox, I think, is the fastest junior as things stand, ahead of Dean Fern. Just check that, but I think that's the case.
It was first reserve, I think, for that C-final, but we've seen quite a lot of withdrawals already. So we'll see, and we've got this afternoon as well, though, so there'll be some people looking to get under those times in the afternoon session. So watch for that.
Now moving back to our women and the 50-metre backstroke. Lane 1 in this first heat is Alex McGill. Lane 2, Imogen Sargent. Lane 3, Ellis Shields. Lane 4, Natasha Whittle. Lane 5, Faith Uda. In 6, Eva Fear. 7, Louisa Humphreys. And in lane 8, Nicole Ritchie.
Women's 50 backstroke now. First heat, Alex McGill, Imogen Sargent, Ellis Shields.
Off the blocks, good underwork in lane 4 by Natasha Whittle, Loughborough University athlete. Also going well on the far side of the pool, Alex McGill in lane 1, Gateshead and Wickham. And it is lanes 1 and 4 leading out. Alex McGill in 1, Natasha Whittle in 4, but it's the Loughborough University swimmer in 4. Natasha Whittle beginning to pull clear. I think second place will be Alex McGill, but it is Natasha first, 29.32, so sub 30 for Natasha. Also under the 32nd mark, the second place home swimmer Alex McGill, and third place was Ellis Shields. Natasha Whittle, 29.32, you winner of heat number 1.
That's a really big improvement for her. 0.8 seconds in a 50, pretty good going. So that sets the standard, and that pushes her towards C-final territory. But let's see what the rest of these swimmers can do. Lucy Lucas in 1, Lucy Stove in 2, Kiana Kurtzer in 3, Holly McGill in 4, Melissa Mainwaring in 5, Olivia Butler in 6, Katie Rose in 7, Niamh Savary in lane 8. This is a strong junior contingent in here. One more junior after these girls. Heidi Wren already won junior titles in the 200 back and the 100, I think.
Yeah, she's been up there a couple of times at least, Tony.
So I think she is looking for the triple crown here with the 50, but she's in the next heat. Focus on the swimmers in this heat. Lots of juniors pushing for her for that. Holly McGill, lane 4. Of course, more 200 backstroker, Commonwealth Games swimmer. She'll be looking to get a good start, good swim. She went 28.95 just recently, so that's her benchmark. And it's still pretty close across the field. Maybe it is in lane 5, Melissa Mainwaring. She had a really good 50 freestyle yesterday, and it's a strong start from Melissa. On our inside is Holly McGill, so Melissa has got the lead on Holly at the moment. That'll be a good scalp for her, and I think Holly's got the edge coming into the wall. Times it perfectly, 29.4. Second, Holly McGill. Melissa gets it 29.40. Holly McGill 29.42, and in third, Kiana Kurtzer in a 29.93.
Heat 3, lane 1, Heidi Wren, City of Glasgow. In 2, Marie Wood from University of Aberdeen Performance Squad. Lane 3, Tatiana Tostevin. In 4, Lauren Cox. And in 5, Alicia Maestri, all Loughborough University. In 6, Yasmin Hammerline. In 7, Amy Shields. And lane 8, Sophie Bromley. First of the seeded heats, fastest in this is Lauren Cox, Loughborough. In lane 4, Loughborough dominating the middle lanes, 3, 4 and 5.
Heat 3, Heidi Wren, Marie Wood, Tatiana Tostevin, Lauren
Great
Cox,
underwater work. There's a lane 4 swimmer, Lauren Cox, leading the way. Ahead of in lane 5, Alicia Maestri. Lauren turns first, Alicia in second. Third place possibly just in lane 3, Tatiana Tostevin. But this is going to go with the way of Lauren Cox. Medalled in the 200. Shara's going to touch first, and she does 27.81. Comfortably the fastest time of the morning. Pretty sure we'll see her back in the final later on. Second was teammate Alicia Maestri in lane 5, and it's a 1-2-3 with Tatiana Tostevin third place from lane 3.
And Heidi Wren there is so far the fastest junior.
29.17 for her, nice PB.
Into this next heat. Grace Adowu 1, Sophie de Grooten 2, Emma Scobie 3, Katie Avramova 4, Scarlett Ferris in 5, Emma Russell in 6, Rachel Saunders in 7, Taylor Sterica in lane 8. ledges sorted there for the swimmers. Turkish short course champion in lane 4, Katie Avramova. Fastest into this heat with a 27.02, but it's lane 5, Scarlett Ferris, University of Stirling swimmer. Transitioned this year. Very good underwater from Scarlett. Wow, that's very impressive. Pushing away from Scarlett in this 50 backstroke. Katie is coming back on every stroke, but I think Scarlett's going to get it 27.47 for her. That's a really good swim from Scarlett.
She's been in great form in a short course season, great skills there underwater off the turn.
Fantastic underwater. Emma Russell third. Not often seeing her doing backstroke, but that's a pretty good swim, 28.39 for her.
Our final heat, lane 1, Florence Tinsley. In 2, Anna Green. In 3, Emily Grant. In lane 4, Kathleen Dawson. In lane 5, Danielle Hill. In 6, Libby Freeman. 7, Charlie Jones. In 8, Rebecca Reed. Good to see Kathleen Dawson here. In lane 4, won the 100 last night. She had a run out in the 50 fly earlier in the week.
Breaking herself in gently.
Back from serious back injury, which meant she missed the Commonwealth Games, unfortunately, after such an outstanding 2021.
Good to see she's just paced her return well. Seems to be back fully fit.
Yeah, no swim in lane 5, so no Danielle Hill from Milan. So 27.47, the time to beat from the previous heat. Kathleen started well. She's away from Emily Grant in second place. Going well in the outside lane, Florence Tinsley, University of Stirling. Kathleen Dawson leading the way and starting to pull away from the field. Great underwater. And she's away from possibly teammate Florence Lindsley on the far side in second place, but this is going to be Kathleen Dawson. She touches first, 27.53, so just outside Scarlett Ferris's time from the previous heat. Second place for Libby Freeman. Third place I think was Florence Tinsley. And there we are. So Kathleen will be second into the A final tonight in lane 5. Scarlett Ferris will have the middle lane. There's confirmation.
It's up to Florence Tinsley in the A final. Alicia Maestri through to Melissa Mainwaring in the B final.
With Heidi Wren.
So there's a competition there for the junior title between those two. And then we have the C final, Rachel Saunders through to Sophie Bromley. So that's your provisional finalists. Got to wait for this afternoon's swimming and also any potential withdrawals, but strong lineup. Now moving on to the 200 breaststroke for men. 5 heats. And, in this first heat, we have in lane 2 Aidan Fothergill from Edinburgh Uni, Yusuf Betut in City of Glasgow in 2, Micah Van Blerk, Warren de Bass in 4, Matthew Garrity, City of Glasgow in 5, Max Morgan, Reed School in 6, and in 7, Lewis Gray from Inverclyde.
So Archie Goodburn giving somebody else a chance to get to the top of the podium in this event, Tony, not doing the 200, more of a 50-100 swimmer.
He was entered, but he's clearly decided to focus on other things. Strong start in lane 3 from Yusuf Betut, City of Glasgow swimmer. 22-year-olds, 225 entries, going out very strong, Yusuf. Out there in 30.33. So that's a good, strong start from him. City of Glasgow's Matthew Garrity. Inverclyde swimmer historically, but clearly made the move to City of Glasgow. And out there in lane 2, City of Glasgow 1-2. And lane 2 is Aidan Fothergill. But Yusuf, a good pace here. 106.33. If he can hold on at that pacing, you'd expect him to be getting under nicely under his entry time. Under low 220s, if he can keep this up. Matthew, though, coming back strong, the 18-year-old, and it's pretty much in a line in the rest of them. Aidan, Micah, Max and Lewis. Yusuf recently second at the West Districts. Matthew Garrity just missed out on a medal at Snags earlier in the year, and it's still Yusuf 143.66, but he's less than a second now ahead of Matthew. So Matthew's coming back really strong. I think he's got the momentum with him, and he's, for every stroke he's catching up on Yusuf. Yusuf's still got the touch, but it's pretty much neck and neck. And Micah now coming through into third, and I think Matthew just edging ahead now of Yusuf. Lovely paced swim here from Matthew, and then Yusuf, who's going to get him? May well be Yusuf. He does. Well done. 220. Took the challenge on from Matthew and beat it. So Matthew second in a 220.85. Both nice improvements on their entry time, 5 seconds.
Yeah, big improvements for both boys. That
really good to see. Micah van Blerk just outside his entry in a 227.93. Good start to this men's 200 breaststroke.
So moving on to Heat 2, lane 1 Michael Edwards, Loughborough University. In 2 Alexander Williams from Ealing. Lane 3 Scott Quinn, Edinburgh University. Lane 4 Joseph Martin, Derwentside. Lane 5 Alex Meyer from University of Stirling. Lane 6 Emil Moraski, Edinburgh University. Lane 7 Charlie Trotman, Edinburgh University. And lane 8 Oliver Dodsworth from Newcastle. So 2:20.59, a quick time from Yusuf Patu in the previous heat for these boys to shoot at. And it's this side of the pool. Charlie Trotman leading the way, Edinburgh University swimmer. We do have 3 in this. Charlie in 7, Emil in 6, and Scott Quinn. Scott is a SB14 classification para swimmer. But going well in the breaststroke here. 31.04 for Charlie. So a little bit slower than the previous heat, but Yusuf did go out incredibly fast. Just 1/100th between the two swimmers this side of the pool. Emil in 6, Charlie in 7. Joseph Martin going well in lane 4 in 3rd place. So at the minute it's this near side of the pool, and these two swimmers are neck and neck. Teammates at Edinburgh University. Emil Moraski in 6, Charlie Trotman in 7. Starting to come through Joseph Martin in 4 from Derwentside. Alex Meyer in 5, but 1:06.35. So that's just 2/100ths slower than the previous heat at the halfway mark. But it's still the two Edinburgh University swimmers battling it out stroke for stroke in lane 6 and 7. Emil in 6, Charlie in 7. As things stand at the minute, they'll both be under their entry times, 2:21 and 2:23 respectively. Good race on though. Coming back in lane 4, Joseph Martin. Lane 5, Alex Meyer. So it's got a 4-way go here coming under the flags.
It could be any one of these 4 really.
Emil touches first, 1:43.10. So they're about half a second faster than the previous heat. So we could well get under the 2:20 here, but it's anyone's game. Lane 5, University of Stirling's Alex Meyer starting to ease into the lead. Second place, maybe just Charlie Trotman in 7, Emil Moraski in 6, Joseph Martin in 4. But this looks like it's going to be University of Stirling swimmer who's come through. Paces perfectly. He's now pulling away from Charlie Trotman in 2nd place. It's going to be close for 3rd. But this is going to go the way of Alex Meyer, the University of Stirling swimmer, and he's under 2:20 comfortably. 2:18.70, so nice personal best for him. 2nd place was Charlie Trotman, 3rd place for Joseph Martin.
Really well placed there, paced there from Alex. He absolutely shot off. He was 4 seconds faster than the other guys in that final 50, so really powered through at the end. I mean, he almost negative split that, so not an unusual way to do it in a breaststroke, but very effective.
Well, I was told, and I don't know how true this is, but I was told that George Smith negative split the final of the 400 AM.
Yeah, no, you were saying that.
With the breaststroke and freestyle legs. Now, we know he's an outstanding breaststroker, but I've not come across that very often, if at all, before.
Absolutely.
So, to be confirmed. But
you know, you're the second person, unless you told me yesterday, but I think Robert was maybe mentioning it the other day in the commentary. So, into this 30. Arthur Llewellyn in 1, Loughborough University. Liam Davis from Edinburgh University in 2. Charlie Grondel, Fian from Belgium in 3. Harvey Freeman, Loughborough University in 4. Robbie Jones, Loughborough University in 5. Rafe Dobson, University of Stirling in 6. Conor Massey, University of Aberdeen Performance in 7. And Drew McGregor, Mount Kelly in lane 8. And it's lane 4, Harvey Freeman, 29.64. Big shift in pace now. Robbie Jones again. He had a good swim this morning already in the 200 IM. So quite a lot of these breaststrokers will also be doubling up in the IM. So it's quite tough for them having the 200 IM and 200 breaststroke in the same session. And it's a really good start though from Harvey Freeman, European Junior finalist this year. So coming into this race, he's just left to go to the Loughborough University. 102.88 halfway.
I think he was Northampton as well, similar to Ed Mildred before he moved to Loughborough. So both of those, I think, first year at Loughborough.
Really strong swim here from Harvey. 2:11 entry, 102. He might be on for that. See where he is at the 150. 136.80. 33. So there or thereabouts actually. Good swim as well out there in lane 2. Liam Davis, Edinburgh University swimmer. And he's going really well in this heat, but it's Harvey Freeman who is looking really strong all the way through. 2:11 entry. He's going to be really close to that. 2:11.32, so that's a really heat swim for him. Liam Davis, 2:14.7, so that's a nice couple of seconds up on his entry time in third place. Robbie Jones, the Jersey swimmer, coming in a 2:17.23. Just waiting for that to be confirmed. Unfortunately, there we have a disqualification in the last event there. Drew in lane 8 for a technical infraction.
So heat 4, lane 1, Harper Whitehead, University of Stirling. Lane 2, Alex Casey, Loughborough University. Lane 3, Callum Melville, Nova Centurion. Lane 4, George Smith. Lane 5, Will Ellington, both at University of Stirling. In 6, John Britton of Ealing. In 7, Don Bissett, University of Stirling. And 8, Mackenzie Cannon, Loughborough University.
A good race.
So, our last junior goes in this, Callum Melville. I think he broke the British record last night in the final of the 50 breast, I think?
100 last night, went under the minute. First Scottish junior ever under the minute for 100 breaststroke.
Fantastic.
Given the pedigree of Scottish breaststrokers, that is quite a feat.
Nova Centurion swimmer in lane 3, but George Smith leading this one out in lane 4. George moved up to Stirling, successful at the European Juniors when he won the bronze medal in this event. Member of the GB Podium Potential squad, looking very strong in this. He's leading out. Second place at the minute, Don Bissett, his teammate in 7. 1, 2, 3 for Stirling at the first 50, but Will Ellington starting to come through. Teammate in lane 5, Will third in the British Summer Meet, fourth in this event last year, the Scottish Winter Meet, but George Smith 1:03.58, slightly slower than the previous heat, but we do know he's a strong back-end swimmer. Second place for Will Ellington, third place for Callum Melville.
Callum Melville is the current holder of the Scottish Junior record that he broke at this meet last year, 2:12.89, and that's still his fastest time. He's not eligible for British records anymore. I think you need to be under 16 on the day of the race, and he's an early birthday this year, so he's already 16. But he's certainly eligible for Scottish Junior record, because that's 16 in the year that you swim it. 1:38.20.
Yeah, 1:37.87 for our leader, Joe Smith. Callum in second place. He could well be the top Scot by the time we come to conclude this event tonight, and he's right on George's shoulder here. Third place, Will Ellington. So let's see where we go down this last 25. Scottish Junior record is his own record, 2:12.89, so we'll keep an eye on that for you. But it's Callum Melville in 3, George Smith in 4. As they come under the flags, it's going to be very close. It could well be
and it is
another Scottish Junior record for Callum Melville, and it is 2:12.66. So well done to Callum. Second place to George Smith, third place to Will Ellington. And I would be pretty sure that we might see a faster time from Callum tonight in what I'm sure will be the A final.
Great, he is absolutely on form this weekend, timing it to perfection.
So 2:12.66 for him, 2:12.93 for George, third place Will Ellington.
So let's see if Yushin in this heat. Angus Allison, Lane 1, University of Stirling. Joshua Mitchell, Edinburgh University in 2. Yaron Gerber, Ealing in 3. Yushin Cook, Edinburgh University in 4. Ross Young, Edinburgh University in 5. Ben Harrison, Loughborough Uni in 6. Jay Manners, Derwentsside in 7. Christian Ryan from Tyndale in lane 8. That's Ross Young and Yushin. Yushin won this event last year, and that's entry time of 2:08.16 was that very fast 200 breaststroke from the Edinburgh University-based Irishman. But it's lane 5, Ross Young, who's taken this one out. He was third in the event last year, and he turns in a 29.14. That is the fastest by half a second or so, and he's gone out strong, Ross. Yushin and Yaron Gerber just edging ahead of Yushin. Ealing swimmer Yaron. And he's still though, Ross Young 1:02.35. Fastest so far by again half a second, so see whether he pushes through all the way in that first heat. Harvey Freeman maybe just edged back a little. But it's Ross Young. It's good competition for second and third. It looks like it's now in lane 3. Yaron Gerber, Yushin and Ben Harrison fighting it out for third. But Ross Young showing very good intent here. 1:36.98, just under Harvey's time. But a second up on Callum Melville's split in the last heat, but Callum really powered through on that last 50. Let's see if Ross just decides to ease back a little, keep himself fresher for the final. And that's Ross coming in with 10 to go. Very good 200 heat swim this morning from him, 2:12.48. So he is the fastest, so he did push it back a bit in that last 50. Second, Yaron Gerber, 2:14.45, and third. It looks like it's Ben Harrison in a 2:14.6, and there we go. Let's confirm the 1, 2, 3 for that heat. Let's just wait to see where we get to provisional finals. Coming up on your screen now. So it's, well, we're not getting it, so we'll just have to keep the excitement levels high as we wait to find out that later on in the morning.
Maybe there's that many withdrawals from the finals they decided not to do that, but we can confirm that later. We are moving on to our next event, 308, the women's 200 metre butterfly. Lane 2, Rebecca Smith, Aquajets. Lane 3, Niamh Carroll, Tadcaster. Lane 4, Kirsty Gilmore, South Lanarkshire. Lane 5, Catherine Body from Geary. And Lane 6, Jessica Heaps from Fauldhouse.
So we move on to...
So one of, if not the toughest events in the pool, the 200 metre fly.
Indeed, I expect they'll be in the afternoon. This will be the one with the least heats in the afternoon session.
Yeah, and only 5 swimmers in our first heat this morning, which is a little bit telling.
But 200 fly at the end of a long weekend, that's a tough ask.
It's a Fauldhouse swimmer, Jessica Heaps, leading the way. Third in the East Districts, where she set her entry time, 2:29.86. Jessica always attacks the races, the Fauldhouse Penguin swimmer. Second place is Catherine Body from Geary. Catherine also swims distance freestyle, which together with the 200 fly, I think we would say is incredibly tough to do. So fair play to Catherine. She's in second place at the minute. Third place on the far side of the pool, Rebecca Smith from Aquajets. This time coming up to the halfway mark, coming under the flags. 1:08.12. She's got a lead of about 1.6 seconds over Catherine, who in turn is about the same ahead of Rebecca Smith in 3, Niamh Carroll in 4, Kirsty Gilmore in 5. 200 fly, a little bit easier short course and long course because you get a chance to work on your skills. You're underwater.
Or hang off the wall, depending which way you how you're feeling.
But this last 50 is always tough, always grueling. As they come under the flags for the last turn, Jessica still leading the way, 1:46.42. 38 seconds for that.
So should be well inside her 2:20.
This is when it starts to hurt.
Looking at
She's
that,
holding her
as long as she
form
can
well.
keep it going, she's going to be under her entry time, that's for sure. Second place for Catherine Body still. Maybe just closing a little bit to her. Coming through for third now in lane 4, Kirsty Gilmore, the South Lanarkshire swimmer. But down this last 25, you've really got to dig in. 2:16, so it's looking good for a nice personal best for Jessica in this first heat. She comes under the flags. Just tiring a little bit. She's still going to be under her entry time though. 2:26.66 for Jessica. Second place for Catherine Body. Third place for Kirsty Gilmore.
And girls, we're moving on to Heat 2 now. And we've got Lauren Clark from East Lothian in 1. Heidi Wren, sorry, that's the result confirmed on your screen. 26.66, 2:28.78, 2:29.73. So Lauren Clark, East Lothian in 1. Heidi Wren, City Glasgow in 2, Freya Beaton, City Glasgow in 3, Ola McInnes, Heart of Midlothian in 4, Madison Cool, Bucky in 5, Lucy Oliver, Darlington in 6, Kate Cassidy, University of Aberdeen Performance in 7, Becky Watson, Borough Stockton in 8. Centre lane here, Ola McInnes had an interesting day yesterday, 100 fly, she swam her heat with a 64.9, tied for a place in the B final, so did a swim off at the end of the session and then went 63.4, so a second and a half faster, which would have got her into the B final. So she's got a really strong fly in her, and it's Madison Cool though, 31.28, who just touches it there.
I'd be surprised to see any swim-offs today in this event, Tony.
I don't think that would be something any of them would want. 3 200 flies in one day, possibly a bit too much. Maddie Cool, actually, entry time is 2:26. She went slightly faster at the North District meet a couple of weeks ago, 2:24. So she's coming into this with very good recent form. But it's lane 2, Heidi Wren, who is having a good weekend. She 1:07.87. Already had a strong 50 backstroke this morning. And it looks like these three are sort of gravitating towards each other and away from the rest of the field, as Orla looks comfortable on this third 50. Let's see how the pacing goes. Heidi maybe edging away slightly. She went at 2:24 at a recent meet as well, so her entry time slightly out of date. 1:45.72. She's about a second faster than Jessica was in the last heat. Jessica a bit slower in that final 50. See whether these three can hold on. Orla's making a bit of a late charge. She does look the strongest, and she comes into that wall with strong momentum. Over quickly. Has she got enough water space left to catch up Heidi? She's giving it a good go. Heidi has seen that and is responding. And I think Heidi is going to just about hang on for the first place in this heat. And she does in a 2:22.77. A nice improvement from 2 weeks ago. 2:22.77 for her second. Orla McInnes 2:23.22. So a nice improvement on her entry there. And in third, Madison Cool 2:25.38. So nice swimming there from the three girls, getting improvements on their entry time.
Yeah, they were both really good off the last turn then. Heidi Wren in particular got about 10 or 12 metres underwater, which helped her a lot, I think, down that last 25 and able to hold off Orla. Yeah,
she's got good skills, Heidi, on all the strokes at the turns. Always makes the most of the underwater.
Heat 3, lane 1, Nuala Gow from Geary. Lane 2, Coco Croxford, Stirling Swim. Lane 3, Katie Taylor, Edinburgh University. In 4, Orla's big sister, Kiana McInnes, University of Stirling. In 5, Maisie Ellett, Loughborough University. In 6, Faye Rogers, University of Aberdeen Performance Squad. Lane 7, Susie McNair, Stirling Swim. And lane 8, Evie O'Halloran Hutchinson. Just going to mention Faye Rogers, the University of Aberdeen Performance Squad swimmer. She is a S10 classification para swimmer. Talking to Patrick Miley, her coach, yesterday, we are led to believe she's broken a number of short course world records at this championship, and the world record time in this event is 2:35.25. So looking at her entry time, she is well inside that. So leading out, Kiana not swimming unfortunately this morning, but
little sister scared her off.
Yeah, something like that. 200 is her event as well, but for whatever reason decided not to swim. Maisie Elliott leading at the minute, the lane 5, seeded swimmer, Loughborough University. She was 29.70 down the first 50 as they come up to the 100, so pulled a long way away from the rest of the field. 1:02.91. No surprise to see they're significantly faster than the previous heats. Maisie was 8th at the Swiss England British Championships, where she finished 8th, so some good solid form in this event, and she's pulling right away from the rest of this field. Second place, Coco Croxford, Stirling Swim. Coco, a member of the Scottish junior team, and she's off with some of her colleagues to Geneva in January to represent Scotland, so we wish them all the best on that trip. Maisie, meanwhile, is through the 150, 1:37.86 for her. Pretty sure we'll see her back, subject to confirmation in one of our, in the A final tonight. Coco Croxford in second. It's close for third. Katie Taylor and Faye Rogers. Faye Rogers well under the world record pace. Katie Taylor in 4th place. But this is all about Maisie Elliott in terms of this heat. 19-year-old from Loughborough University. Her entry time is 2:11.56. She's just going to be outside that, but that won't matter in this heat. I'm sure we'll see her in a middle lane tonight. 2:14.46. Comfortably the fastest we've seen so far. Coco Croxford second, 2:20.36. Faye Rogers in third, 2:21.90. Subject to confirmation, a new S10 world record for Faye Rogers from the University of Aberdeen Performance Squad. And we think she's had probably 4 or 5 world records this weekend, which we'll hope to confirm at some point, but well done to Faye. Third in that heat, second to Coco Croxford, and our winner, Maisie Elliott.
So Coco, the fastest Scottish junior, beating the time of Heidi Wren in the previous heat. Moving on to heat 4, Erin Taylor fins in 1, Holly McGill, Hart Midlothian in 2, Isla Jones from City of Sheffield in 3, Holly Hibbett, Bath University in 4, Cara Sloshen, Edinburgh Uni in 5, Zara Keegan, University of Aberdeen Performance in 6, Seren Talentire, Morpeth in 7, and Abigail Stemp, Edinburgh Uni in 8. 14-year-old Seren here, youngest in the field, has had a really good meet. Come through in a number of swims across the disciplines. but it's lanes 4 and 5. I should expect Holly Hibbett and Cara Slosson. There's Kira, 29.17. Still Kira just ahead, second last year in this event. She's got Holly Hibbett, Commonwealth Games finalist, on her inside. 206.21, playing a 209, so a bit between them as they came into this event. 102.43 is still Kira. So just slightly faster than the previous heat, and the two of them pushing each other on. I'm sure they'll want to go fully out on the heat swim this morning. They've got the final, pretty much guaranteed a final place this afternoon, or this evening I should say. Still Kira, as they come up to the 150. Nothing really between the two of them, literally stroke for stroke, and almost hitting the wall exactly the same time. It's now Holly, 137.09. And a little battle for second going on out in lanes 2 and 3, Holly McGill and Isla Jones, and down in lanes 6 and 7 is Sarah Keegan and Seren Talentire. But it's been a good fourth 50 here for Holly Hibbett, just stretching out at the end of this race. Now she comes into the wall and she's going to touch in at 2:10.90. So really good, strong final 50 for Holly. Really pulled away from Kira and Maisie in the previous heat. And Isla Jones there, really close battle with Holly McGill, and Isla just touches that out, 2:19.83 to Holly's 2:20.12. That's confirmed results for all 8 swimmers there.
So moving on to our final heat, lane 1 we have Laura Hodgson from Newcastle. Lane 2, Lauren Patterson, Edinburgh University. Lane 3, Maddie Robertson, University of Stirling. Lane 4, Laura Stevens, Loughborough University. Lane 5, Emily Large from Millfield. Lane 6, Erin Tenkard, City of Sheffield. Lane 7, Stella McCarty, Scottish Junior, City of Glasgow. And Lane 8, Leonie Young from Billingham. Laura Stevens, Lane 4, Loughborough University athlete, member of the GB team. Won this event at the Swim England Winter Meet last weekend. Gold last night in the 100. First in the recent British University Championships, second in the Commonwealth Games, first in the British Championships. So, incredibly strong track record in this event. Emily Large in lane 5 going with her, Millfield school swimmer. She was second in that Swim England event last weekend when she swam 2:06.67, fourth in the British Championships. So these two swimmers, two of the best British 200 flyers in the women.
Emily, a world junior champion about 4 years ago, I think, in a race that Kiana got the second, so it was a British 1-2.
Yeah, that's right. Third and fourth, very close. Lane 6, Erin Tenkard. Lane 3, Maddie Robertson, the Scot from University of Stirling. But up front, this is very close between Laura and Emily. 1:00.98 at the halfway mark, so it's comfortably faster than any heat we've seen so far. And as long as they go like this, they'll be in the same lanes tonight. Maybe not in the same lane, but they'll be in lanes 4 and 5, depending who gets the touch at the end. Because they are going stroke for stroke at the minute at the 150 mark. Laura Stevens, 1:33.97. Emily Large, 1:34.03. It doesn't feel like they're holding back, Tony, at this stage of the race.
No, they are pushing each other's on, which is good to see. And that was a 32 high last 50, so if they can keep that up, they're going to be around that 2:06.
Yeah,
2:06 mark.
Laura in 4, Emily in 5. Stroke for stroke, maybe Laura just a little bit ahead. She says, I want lane 4 tonight, I think, coming under the flags.
And I think she's going to get it.
And she certainly is, and she'll have Emily for company in lane 5 as well, looking at these times, 2:07.84. So a very good swim from Laura Stevens. Great swim from Emily Large in second place. Third place, Erin Tenkard. Fourth place, Maddie Robertson. But two very impressive feet swims from Laura Stevens and Emily Large, and we'll see them back again tonight in the A final.
Should be a good final. Holly Hibbert, you'd think, would be picking her pace up as well. So Laura, Holly, Emily and Kira will be gunning for each other in that final. There we go. So Isla Jones sneaks into the A final there with Holly McGill in the B. Junior Coco Croxford there in the B. And down to Orla McInnes. So you've got 3 juniors in that B final at the moment. Orla, Heidi and
Stella as well. Heidi, Stella and Orla.
Excellent. So that gives us a good junior race into that B final. Provisional, of course. We have swims this afternoon, but we'll have to push some to get in there. But there may be somebody just waiting this afternoon to pull a surprise as we move into event 309. So this is the men's 100 backstroke. Just in this first heat coming up on the screen, hopefully we will have Brendan Johnson, University of Aberdeen, performance in 2, Cameron Doran, City of Glasgow, in 3, in lane 4 Kieran Brechner, Edinburgh Uni, in 5 Travis Davey, Dundee City Aquatics, Lewis Lawler, City of Glasgow, in lane 6. So we've got very close across the pool here, 0.2 between each of these boys. Lewis Lawler is a S14 para swimmer, won the British Summer Championships, was a finalist at the World Para Championships earlier in the year, and his record is a 57.74 is his Scottish S14 record. They're turning there, it's Kieran Breckenshire, 27.86. Aberdeen swimmer, just moved to Edinburgh University this year, settling in there. And Travis Davey, this Dundee swimmer, is just edging ahead of him now as they come up to the wall at the end of this race. Lewis Lawler coming back strongly as well, but I think it's going to be Travis who gets a 58.33. So that's a nice half a second improvement for Travis. I'd be pleased with that. Lewis Lawler 58.84 in second, and in third Kieran Breckenshire 58.85.
Moving on to Heat 2, in lane 1, Andrew Brodie, Aberdeen Dolphins. Lane 2, Rhys Blackett from Newcastle. Lane 3, Andrew Sawkins, Borough of Newham. Excuse me. Lane 4, Tony Joe Trett Oliver, University of Stirling. Lane 5, Maxwell George from Hatfield. Lane 6, Greer van der Meulen, Stirling Swim. Lane 7, Ollie Taverner, Loughborough University. And lane 8, Callum Rose, Edinburgh University. Fastest into this, the University of Stirling's Tony Joe Trett Oliver, already gone this morning in a 200 AM with a strong swim in that. Greer van der Meulen having a good weekend, a Stirling Swim.
Heat 2, Andrew Brodie, Aberdeen Dolphin, M1, Rhys Blackett of Newcastle.
So off the block, some good underwork. On the far side of the pool in lane 1, you might not have seen it by Andrew Brodie, the Aberdeen Dolphin swimmer. He touches first. And lane 8, Callum Rose, Edinburgh University. So the swimmers spread the rest of the pool. Lane 4, Tony Joe Trett Oliver now starting to come through. So it's lane 4, Tony Joe. Lane 8, Callum Rose as they come up to the turn. Lane 3, Andrew Sawkins. So Tony Joe turns first. 26.60 for Tony Joe. Second place Andrew in lane 3. Third place Callum in lane 8. And Tony Joe turning first at the far end. Callum Rose going well in 8 in second place. But it's going to be the University of Stirling athlete Tony Joe Trett Oliver who's going to take this heat, I think. And he's now starting to pull away, coming under the flags. Entry time 57.78, so he's well into that. 55.45. So a massive improvement for Tony, over 2 seconds. Second place for Callum Rose, he's taken over 2 seconds off his entry time, so a good swim from him. third place for Borough of Newham's Andrew Sawkins, actually 1, 2, 3. Tony Joe, Trent Oliver, Callum Rose and Andrew Sawkins.
So good fast swimming here in the heats. Guys pulling themselves up potentially into final territory, we'll see. Into heat 3, Rays Varley from University of Stirling in 1, Conor Massey, University of Aberdeen in 2, Sam Pease, University of Stirling in 3, Elliot Clogg, Loughborough Uni in 4, Conor Ferguson, Loughborough Uni in 5, Jamie Robertson, Uni of Stirling in 6, William Ellis, Borough of Stockton in 7, and Stephen Clegg from Edinburgh Uni, S12 para swimmer in lane 8. World para champion in lane 8 here. Settle for the start of this race. Elliot Clogg is the fastest qualifier. 52.4. Conor Ferguson as well. Won a 52.5 at Bucks, so has got good form. Good starts there. Using the underwater to the full, and it's lane 5. Conor Ferguson, Loughborough swimmer, who turns in a 25.57. It's just 600s ahead of Elliot Clogg, who had a great turn there and has in that third 25 moved ahead of Conor Ferguson. Another good turn from Elliot, and he's really showing good form here as he comes down with 5 to go, and it's going to be Elliot Clogg, paces it beautifully. 52.10 in first place. In second it was Conor Ferguson, 52.63. Coming in third, Sam Pease, 53.51. So that's your 1, 2, 3.
Nice improvements of entry times for the top 3 there. Moving on to heat 4, we've got Robert Burgess in 1, City of Glasgow, Jordan McPhail in 2 from Edinburgh University. Stan Franks goes in 3 from Tiennes in Belgium. Cameron Brooker goes in 4 for Bath University. Zach Speedman in 5, University of Stirling. Jamie Ferguson 6 from the University of Aberdeen Performance Squad. In 7 we've got Kevin Guldentops, Kevin from the Thames Sheld Club in Belgium, and Lucas Brown goes for Elgin in lane 8. A very impressive swim from Elliot Clogg, 52.1 in the previous heats, so these boys are going to have to go some to get past that. Cam Brooker with an entry time of 51.68 is certainly well capable. In lane 4, the Bath University athlete. And just watch how far they go off this start and underwater, make the full use of the 15 metres. Come up just before. 2 middle lanes, seeded hit swimmers, Cameron Brooker in 4, Zach Speedman in 5. Going well also in lane 7, Kevin Guldentops in 3, Stan Franks, so our 2 guests from Belgium, but it's the 2 middle lanes as you would expect, going in a 25.27, so faster than the previous heat. So again, the pace in the heats this morning has been really good. The Bath University swimmer Cam Brooker leading the University of Stirling athlete Zach Speedman. Zach fighting back, and it's head and head, neck and neck as they come off that final turn. Maybe just Zach, is it? But Cam's working hard. Zach's certainly gone ahead for a minute, but can Cam come back? Is Zach going to get the touch? I think he will. Zach gets it, 52.69, so a little bit slower than the previous heat. Good swim from Cam Brooker, 52.86, and Stan Franks in third place, 54.79. Our winner of heat 4, University of Stirling's Zach Speakman.
Really fast heat swimming today. The last heat got in store. We've got in this heat Dean Fern, youngster from Aberdeen Dolphins in 1, Tom Barden, lead Loughborough University in 2, Charlie Brown, Loughborough Uni in 3, Brodie Williams, Bath University in 4, Scott Gibson from Edinburgh University in 5, Samuel Greenbank, City of Sheffield in 6, Charlie Poole, University of Stirling in 7, and Thomas Masco, Derwent side swimmer in lane 8. So Brodie Williams is the fastest qualifier into this, 51.64. That's fast.
Winner of the 200 back, I think, from memory.
Indeed, second at the World Championships in this event. Gold medalist in the 200 at the Commonwealth Games, but it's lane 5, Scott Gibson, local Edinburgh University swimmer. Scottish record holder on the 50 backstroke. Not on this 100, that's Craig McNally, 51.47. And it's also lane 6 here, Samuel Greenbank, 25.37. So Greenbank just in between the two 50s from the previous, and now we've got a three-way race between Brodie Williams, Scott Gibson and Samuel Greenbank. This is going to be one heck of a final. We're going to have 6 or 7 swimmers who could win it, and also coming in strong in lane 3, Charlie Brown. And looks like it's maybe going to be Brodie Williams. And it's not, Samuel Greenbank, 52.78. 52.92 for Brodie Williams in second, and 53.05 for Scott Gibson. So that is going to be a really, really strong final. 7 or 8 swimmers within a second of each other. And we'll just wait to see who's in those finals. There we go, Elliott through to Charlie Brown. Very, very tight across that set of swimmers. Sam Pease into the B final with Jamie Ferguson in the B final there, and then into the C final, William Ellis starting through down to in 24th at the moment, Andrew Sawkins. And, that takes your 24. Ollie Taverner and Travis Davey are first reserves. Second reserve, but we'll wait. Again, lovely swims this afternoon, so we'll have to just wait and see whether anyone can sneak in this afternoon into that.
Yeah, Dean Fern into the C final. Looks like he would be the fastest junior. It looks like that to me. Lucas Brown just missed out, the other junior from this morning. Next event in the pool, the women's 100 metre individual medley. Lane 1, we've got Mary Mischenko, University of Aberdeen Performance Squad. Lane 2, Faith Yuda, Edinburgh University. Lane 3, Isabel Wood, Stirling Swim. Lane 4, Kirsty Gilmore, South Lanarkshire. Lane 5, Daisy Bevan, Mount Kelly. Lane 6, Jamie Lee Tyson, Ulverston. Lane 7, Coco Croxford from Stirling Swim. And Lane 8, Faye Prosser, Highland. Mary Mischenko in lane 1, part of the Aberdeen mixed medley relay junior team winners from last night. Fastest into this is Kirsty Gilmore, South Lanarkshire. But at the minute it's possibly just Faith Yuda in lane 2 leading the way. As we come up to the halfway mark, Faith Yuda is going to touch first, 31.4 for Faith. She's had a good championships this weekend. Second place for Isabel Wood, third place for Faye Prosser, but it's the Edinburgh University swimmer, Faith Yuda, leading the way. Second place still is Isabel Wood, Stirling Swim. On this side of the pool, in 7, Erin Taylor from Finn starting to come through, but this is all about lane 2, Faith Yuda at the minute, and she's going to turn first with a nice lead. Second place is Isabel Wood in lane 3. Her entry time is 1:08.62. I think she's going to be inside that. They're closing up a little bit in lane 3, Isabel Wood. Who's going to get the touch? Isabel Wood comes back, 1:07.19. So she comes back to Pip. Faith Yuda for second, 1:07.22. And a strong finish from Coco Croxford in lane 7 from Stirling Swim. So Stirling 1, Stirling 3. And the Edinburgh University athlete Faith Yuda splitting them in second place.
Into the second heat, we have Nuala Gow, Gary in 1, Amber Stevenson from South Ayrshire in 2, Ellie Turner, University of Stirling in 3, Saskia Wade, City of Glasgow in 4, Morven Adams, Dundee City Aquatics in 5, Anna Finlay, Gateshead in 6, Erin Taylor, Finns in 7, and in lane 8 we have Katie Rose from Warner Baths. Strong start in lane 5 from the Dundee swimmer. Pretty close though after the fly across the field, with the exception of Morven, and not a lot splitting them on the backstroke either. Lane 6, Anna Finlay. It's Morven first, then Ellie Turner, then Katie Rose. So it's 30-38, slightly down on the first heat. Still Morven, but really then beside her we've got Anna Finlay, and then it's pretty close across the rest of the field. Maybe out there in lane 1 as well, Nuala Gow, the Gary swimmer, and she'd had a good breaststroke leg. And it's going to be between Nuala and also Anna Finlay. It looks like it may be Anna, and it is Anna in a 106. So she gets that 106.71. Second is in lane 2, lane 1 Nuala Gow, 106.80, and third Morven Adams. Early leader takes third.
So moving on to heat number 3. Can't see swimmer in lane 1. In lane 2 we'll have Susie McNair from Stirling Swim. Louise Edmund goes in 3 for Edinburgh University. No Freya Anderson in 4. Emily Grant goes in 5 for University of Aberdeen Performance Squad. Sarah Talentine goes for Morpeth in 6. Teammate Libby Freeman in 7 and Kira Davidson in 8. So Emily Grant, University of Aberdeen Performance Squad, 104.04, fastest entry time into this now. Also going well the 2 Morpeth swimmers, red caps, Sarah Talentine in 6, Libby Freeman in 7. And it's the older one, Libby Freeman in 7, leading the way at the halfway mark, 28.98, so the fastest time we've seen so far. Second place, Emily Grant in 5, third place teammate Sarah Talentine in 6. Also going well in 3 is Louise Edmonds, the Edinburgh University swimmer. We know how strong a breaststroker she is, and she started to come through and will possibly lead at the last turn, and she does. In lane 7, Libby Freeman in 2nd place, but it's still Morpeth swimmer with a good turn, and she's started to come away a little bit, and she's going to be very impressive here in lane 7. It's going to be close for 2nd, but it's going to be Libby Freeman from Morpeth, Texas, 104.70. So that's well inside her entry time, which was 106.85, so over 2 seconds. Second place, Emily Grant. Third place, Louise Edmonds.
Nice swimming there from Libby. Definitely getting herself in contention. A good final. As we move into heat 4, Mary Wood, University of Aberdeen Performance in 1, Elise Cousins, Perth City in 2, Drew Mackenzie, City of Glasgow in 3, Katie Goodburn, Edinburgh Union 4, Anna Morgan, Edinburgh University in 5, Shola Robinson, City of Sheffield in lane 6, Katrina Stewart, Western Bartonshire in 7, and Ailey Robertson, South Ayrshire in lane 8. Strong start in lane 3, Drew Mackenzie, City of Glasgow swimmer, really strong flying backstroke. Katie Goodburn on her inside in 4. Expect her to come back on the breaststroke. 28.62, so fastest 50 by now. Katie won this event last year, and looking like she's striking ahead in the breaststroke, wanting to retain her title. And she turns in first with her body length up now on Drew Mackenzie. And she's definitely going to take this 4th heat. And it's good swim here in lane 8 from Ailey Robertson, the junior swimmer. But Katie comes in a 102.94. Drew Mackenzie 2nd, 104.51, and Anna Morgan just edging out Ailey Robertson for 3rd in a 105.53.
So our final heat, lane 1, Neve Savarite from Newcastle. No swimmer in lane 2. Georgina Dennis goes in 3 for Loughborough University. Teammates Katie Shanahan and Scarlett Ferris from University of Stirling in 4 and 5. Aberdeen's Rebecca Reid goes in 6. Imogen Sargent, Edinburgh University in 7. Gabby Freeman, Morpeth in 8. Katie Shanahan, fastest entry time, 1:00.46, and she started off very well down the first 25. Georgina Dennis in 3, Scarlett Ferris in 5, going with her. A really good turn and underwater work from Scarlett Ferris. We saw that earlier in the backstroke, and that's taken her into the lead here, past Katie. Katie, her own, being a good backstroker. As they move on to the breaststroke, though, Katie Shanahan and Scarlett neck and neck, 4 100ths between them, 28.38. So much faster than our previous heat again. This time Katie starts to stamp her authority in the breaststroke though. She started to pull away by a body length from Scarlett. Scarlett going well in second, well ahead of the third placed athlete, which is Georgina Dennis in lane 3. But it looks like Katie Shanahan's going to comfortably secure a centre lane qualification for tonight. Fastest time so far 1:02.94. She's under that 1:01.66. Second place and a fine swim from Scarlett Ferris in lane 5. Third place will be Georgina Dennis in lane 3. So subject to confirmation, Katie Shanahan 1:01.66 will be in lane 4. Katie Goodburn from the previous heat will be in lane 5 in tonight's final.
Nice swim there by Katie. And we have the A final from Katie Shanahan through to Anna Morgan, just edging out Ailey Robertson into that B final for Ailey. That takes her up to Nuala Gao in the B final there. And then we have a C final. It's Mary Wood through to Saskia Wade. Might have a swim off for a reserve place there. 2 people on equal 26, but we'll see as we come to it.
So we've got at least one swim off this morning after the men's 400 metre, the last individual event in the pool. Not quite sure what that is. As soon as we find that out, we'll give that to you.
So our final event is the men's 400 free, the first heat.
So in this first heat we have Scott Fleming, South Lanarkshire in 1, Max Russell, City of Sheffield in 2, Peter Allen from University of Stirling in 3, Josh Denham, 17-year-old Newcastle swimmer in 4, Greg Fairbairn for University of Stirling in 5, James Bartley, University of Stirling in 6, and Nathan Campbell, Stirling swimming in 7. So Josh Denham had a really impressive 1500 last night. Yesterday afternoon, I should say. There was a number of heats yesterday afternoon. Josh really pushed it out hard. Did a nice, it got 16 minutes exactly, I think, from recollection. So just missed out on the magic barrier of 16, but he really paced it beautifully. And it's Greg Fairbairn though, who's taking an early lead at the 100 here, 57.36. Josh, we know, has staying power, so I would expect his race to get stronger as he comes through. And 3 of them though, it could be any one of 3. Peter Allen, the University of Stirling swimmer, as well.
Swam at the Commonwealth Games. Peter Allen for the Isle of Man.
Very good. And Greg Fairbairn though still ahead, 1:27.83. But nothing between them all, really. It does look a bit lovely, long, rangy strokes for all 3 of them. Sort of becoming a long sprint, the 400, but these guys are 1:58.46. And then just over the 4 minutes, and they're repping at high 30s, so they're going to be in around 4:02, maybe slightly under, if they can pick things up a little in the second half of the race. See what their 50s are on this one. So I think Josh is hurting a wee bit from his 1500 last night. So that is faster, 2:28.48. So they could well get under this 4 minutes if they keep that pace going. They're going to be in and around the 4 minute territory, and it does look like Greg's really ramping things up. University of Stirling swimmer.
Yeah, 4 minutes will definitely be the target for Greg. In entry time 4:02.50. had a pretty good weekend, and if he can get under 4 minutes, he'll be very happy with that, I'm sure. He's really started to pull away from the field now, lapping under 30 seconds, which suggests that he's going to get under that 4 minute mark.
Yep. So really good, well-paced swim here for Greg. He's looking strong, isn't he?
Yeah, I think, as you said, I think Josh possibly feeling the effects of that 1500 yesterday when he had a massive personal best. He was the fastest swimmer in yesterday's afternoon heats of the 1500, and Peter Allen just starting to ease past him, I think, into second place.
And Greg is getting faster and faster. Each of those last 450s have got progressively faster for him, and he's really powering through this 400. And he's not going to very even splitting race here. We're out in a 1:58.46. He's going to come back in about a 1:59, I think. As he comes up to the wall, I think he's going to get under that 4 minutes comfortably. 3:56. 78, and he does negative split that. 1:58.46 for the first one, and 1:58.32 for the second 50. So that is how you do a 400 front crawl, and that's a great way for him to end the morning swimming.
Yeah, he'll be delighted with that, will Greg? And you never know, might sneak into a B final yet.
Yep. And he's in that territory, isn't he? 3:56.14 is currently the 24th ranked entry time. And just don't know whether some of these guys will be able to pick that up.
The odd withdrawal, and who knows?
Who knows?
So moving on to heat 2. No swimmer in lane 1. Lane 2, Sean McGann, City of Glasgow. Lane 3, Angus Allison, University of Stirling. Lane 4, Tom Sanson, Loughborough University. Lane 5, Arthur Logan, Edinburgh University. Lane 6, Liam McLaughlin, Edinburgh University. Lane 7, Junior Evan Davidson, Perth City. And Lane 8, Luke Hornsey, East Lothian. So a couple of Scottish juniors in this, in lane 7 and 8, Evan Davidson and Luke Hornsey. Sean McCann in lane 2, City Glasgow swimmer, had a very good 800 on the first day. Angus Allison, as always, will finish the race very strongly. We'll see how things go. 26.90 down the first 50. So I don't see any more juniors in the next 3 heats. So Evan Davidson and Luke Hornsey will probably be battling it out for the Scottish Junior Champion this year. At the minute, Luke leading the way, but make no mistake it, Evan Davidson storms back in every one of his races.
Some people have a reputation for that, and Evan is one of those.
And surprisingly, Angus Allison's leading. He doesn't normally lead out. 56.36. He means business this morning.
Have you seen his teammate Greg before him and thought, I'm not going to let him beat me?
Winner of the fastest one of the heats in the afternoon when you get a prize. I think he won yesterday or the day before, Angus. So just back from the States where he was represented Scottish swimming last week at the US Championships. Had a pretty good weekend.
Yeah,
and looking pretty comfortable out in front. Next to Sean McGann, City of Glasgow. Sean McGann moved up to Glasgow, I think, from Leicester.
So this is uncharacteristic for Angus, isn't he? He's another one, a bit like Evan, who tends to wind things up as the race progresses, but he's really gone for this one.
Yep. Yeah, he's taking this one out from lane 3, looking very strong. Coming through back at him now in lane 4, Tom Sanson, who's starting to look strong. But at the halfway mark, Angus is certainly putting a marker down. 1:56.70, so pretty much quicker than the previous heat by about 1.7 seconds. He's got company on either side. Sean McGann in 2, Tom Sanson in 4, so it looks like it's going to be a cracking race.
Yeah, and I guess just got to keep at the back of our minds that Greg Fairbairn had an absolutely stonking second half of his 400, so just need to see if these guys are able to match that.
Yeah, I think Tom Sanson in 4, Arthur Logan in 5 is certainly starting to come through off a slower first 200. Be interested to see if Angus can hang on, swimming this race a little bit differently this morning for sure. You know, maybe that's what the coaches and Angus have agreed, that he's going to go out from the front.
Still there.
Yeah, it's got
But it's
company.
getting close though, isn't it? All
He's
four
got
of them.
company. Arthur Logan in 5, Edinburgh University. Tom Sanson in 4, Loughborough University. Angus Allison in 3, Stirling University. City of Glasgow. And Evan Davidson, surprise, surprise, has made his move and starting to come back. 2:58.08.
So they are only 0.07 now ahead of Greg's pacing in the first heat.
Don't discount the junior Evan Davidson
No.
here in lane 7. This is anyone's race. Spread right across the pool. Certainly the leader now is Arthur Logan in lane 5. He's come through. Angus just paying for that early pace and starting to drop back a little bit. But I think lane 7, Evan Davidson, and lane 5, Arthur Logan, could be between these two. In 4, Tom Sansom. And these three are starting to pull away a little bit. And it is the junior from Perth City, Evan Davidson, starting to take over, and he's timed this beautifully, set off the pace in the first half of the race, and he's coming away, and it looks like it's going to be a massive personal best for him, and he's certainly well ahead of the rest of the field. He's going to come in and touch first, 3:56.67, slightly quicker than Greg. Second place for Arthur Logan, third Tom Sansom, and Angus Allison a very brave fourth. But it's the junior Evan Davidson wins that second heat.
Great swimming from Evan.
Wait to see if we see him again in a final tonight. If not, he will be our junior champion in any event.
Yeah. So just 1100ths faster than that swim of Greg's in the first heat. Into this third heat, Michael Flynn, City of Glasgow in 1, Sammy Tucker, Loughborough Uni in 2, Cameron Travis, University of Aberdeen in 3, Matthew Woodall, City of Sheffield in 4, Andrew Bertoli, University of Stirling in 5, Ruben Visda, City of Sheffield in 6, Adam Hall, Loughborough Uni in 7, and Jude Lydiard, Edinburgh Uni in lane 8.
13 now. Over 1, Michael Flynn, City of Glasgow.
So Michael Flynn, I think, was senior 1500 Scottish champion. Let's see whether he can translate that into this 400.
University of Stirling. 6.
Was it the 800 he won the senior on? No, it was the 800, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was Scottish champion in the 800 and second in the 1500,
Yeah.
so he's having a good meet, Michael.
Yeah.
Strong swimmer from Glasgow.
Lane 4 though, Matthew Woodall, City of Sheffield swimmer. European Junior representative last week, last year, Matthew won the British Summer Championships, and he's taken the lead over Ruben Visda, 55.27. That is the fastest 100 so far.
Sheffield teammates leading this one out in
Yeah.
3 and 4 and 6.
Lane 1 as well, Michael, he is holding in there with them, and in lane 7, Adam Hall. So still pretty close across the field, really. At 150 and 4:1, sorry. So that is the fastest thus far. And Michael's coming through in this middle phase here.
I think Matthew swam the fastest last 50, maybe just pulling away slightly from the rest of the field.
He's looking strong. His legs just seem to be working a bit harder on that one. 154.02. Got a second exactly on Michael Flynn in lane 1 and Ruben Visda in lane 6. So these three, along with lane 7, Adam Hall. Beginning to stretch away from the other 4 swimmers in the heat, but Matthew Woodall is definitely looking good. 2:23.59.
Yeah, looking very strong, sub 30 for that 50, 29.57. Adam Hall starting to come back into it with a 29.64, but Matthew looking very strong up front.
4 seconds up on the previous heat, so we're looking at entry time of 3:53. He's definitely on pace for improving on that if he can stick with under these 30 seconds, which is currently where he's at. 29.63 for that one, 2:53.22.
Yeah, Matthew usually got a very strong back end as well, and being an 800 swimmer, you'd expect to see him not faltering this last 50. So, last 100, should I say.
Yeah, line 7 as well, Adam Hall not out of it. So Matthew really off the wall strong there. And he's going to turn now with 50 to go. He's really having a good go at this one. Starting to breathe heavily. 29.45 on that one, so 3:22.67. So
good race for second.
It is a really good race for second here. Michael Flynn just ahead by half a second, but Adam's looking good as well. I'm sure they're aware of each other, but here comes Matthew Woodall, City of Sheffield swimmer. I think he's going to get under his entry time, which is a 3:53. Really nice swim from Matthew, and he does a 3:51.52. Michael Flynn just edges it there, 3:54.23, so that's a nice swim for him. A couple of seconds up on his entry, and Adam Hall just edged out, 3:54.51.
So moving on to heat number 4, no swimmer in lane 1. Evan Jones goes for University of Stirling in 2, Luke Turley in 3, Kieran Bird in 4, both from Bath University. Charlie Hutchinson in 5, Will Bell in 6, both Loughborough University. Ben Cope, City of Sheffield in 7, and Pierce Greening, University of Stirling in 8. So 2 from Bath, 2 from Loughborough, 2 from Stirling and 1 from Sheffield. First of our seeded heats, fastest entry time Kieran Bird, 3:39.97. Kieran bronze in the 200 free, silver in the 800 free. So he'll be hoping to get a middle lane for tonight's final. Just quickly down the first 50. Not as quick as Will Bell though, who leads this one out. Well, it's joint, 25.93, lanes 4 and 6, Kieran Bird and Will Bell. Charlie Hutchinson in 3rd. Also going well at the top of the screen, Evan Jones. He's having a really good meet. Dual medalist at the Commonwealth Games for Scotland in the summer.
3 of these swimmers just recently announced podium potential in the GB setup, so Charlie Hutchinson, Kieran Bird and Evan Jones and Will Bell, so 4 actually. So it's a pretty strong field of British talent.
Yeah, and it's Will that's leading the way, 54.27, exactly a second faster than the previous heat for Will. Now swimming out of Loughborough University, formerly at the City of Leicester.
He's a frequent visitor to Scotland. I remember there was some Scottish age groups that went on in Aberdeen for a few years, and the City of Leicester team came up to that for a couple of years back in the 2015, 16, 17 time.
Yeah.
So he's likes his swimming in Scotland.
Yeah, he's going well. Inside him, Charlie Hutchinson in 5, Luke Turley in 3. Certainly don't rule out Kieran Bird in lane 4 either, possibly just biding his time at this point, still very early on in this race. And the top 5 breaking away a little bit from lanes 7 and 8, Ben Cope in 7, Pierce Greening in 8. It's Will Bell, lane 6, 1:52.36. So that was about 1.7 seconds faster than the previous heat for Will. Charlie Hutchinson, gold medalist in the 200 fly last night. He's now maybe just eased to the front ahead of Will. Teammates down in Loughborough. Starting to come through, Luke Turley in 3. As I say, Kieran Bird just set off the pace a little bit in lane 4, but they'll be surprised to see him come back in the second half of this race. Also there is Evan Jones in 2, and these 5 looking very strong and broken away from Ben Cope in 7.
And they won't be able to hang around in this heat because there's a very, very strong heat coming up after them as well. So they're going to be in the 340s low to get in this final, and they just all need to keep at it.
Yeah, and Charlie Hutchinson says first, 2:49.64 for Charlie. Second place for Will Bell, third place for Luke Turley, but Kieran Bird now making his move in lane 4. You can see he's picked up the pace. Evan Jones in 5th. Just off that turn again, Kieran Bird really starting to work hard. Charlie Hutchinson looks like he's going to win this heat ahead of Will Bell. Kieran Bird starting to come through. It's going to be a fast time and a close finish. 4 in line coming up to the last turn at the far end. 50 metres to go. Still Charlie. Look at Kieran Bird in 4, Luke Taylor in 3, Will Bell in 6. As they come down this last leg, Charlie Hutchinson, Loughborough University swimmer, under the flags to take this. It's going to be very close for second. Not sure who's going to get the touch. It's going to be Luke Turley, 3:45.68. So some good swims from all 4 swims. All swimmers under the 3:47. 5th place for Evan Jones, ahead of Ben Cope and Piers Greening, at 3:46.78. 4th place for Will Bell with just 1 heat to go.
That really does set the standard for this next heat. These guys know what they've got to do, and on entry there are 5 of them who are about or faster than those times, so there's somebody's going to miss out. Jack Munsey, University of Stirling in 1, Hector Pardo, Loughborough Uni in 2, Tom Robinson from Loughborough in 3, Felix Obeck, Loughborough in 4, Jack McMillan, University of Stirling in 5, Asterios Daldo Giannis in lane 6, 7 Alex Bagazzi from Loughborough, and 8 Nathan Whiffen from Loughborough University as well. So a bit of a University of Stirling versus Loughborough swim off here. We've got Felix Aubert in lane 4. He's perennial 4th man, 4th at European Championships, 4th at the World Championships, equal 4th at Olympic Games in this event.
Very impressive in the 800 on the first night was
really
Felix.
impressive.
He a very fast time, 7:33, taking the Open Championship.
Yeah. And 7:33 was faster than the 7:35 that Daniel Whiffen went out in the 1500 yesterday.
Which was an Irish record.
It was an Irish record in the middle of the 1500. His brother Nathan was also in that race, went under 15 minutes for the first time as well. So good evening for the Whiffen family. 53.92. Here, so this is wide open really. I think these guys know they've got to get under 3:46 to get in the final, so there's really no hanging about for them. They won't want to miss out, they will want that second chance.
Yeah,
it's Felix.
One of these fascinating ones where you've got Felix, winner of the 800, and Jack, who was second in a brilliant 200 to Matt Richards, coming together in the middle. Interesting to see, you know, how that one goes, in particular in tonight's final. Yeah,
I mean it has been in the men's side and the women's, but the men's side, the freestyle swimming at this meet has been absolutely phenomenal, through from 50 right the way up to the 1500. Some genuine world-class swimming going on. Good 1:50.56 for Felix. Keep an eye in lane 1. We've got Jack Munsey, who is the only Scot in this heat, and we'll be looking to see how he compares to both Charlie and Evan from the previous. That's lane 4. He won the 1500 senior Scottish title last night, Jack. 2:19.04 for Felix.
So still doing pretty well. Toby Robinson now got clear.
Yeah, we've got Toby in 3rd as well, and it's in 4th is Asterios and Nathan in lane 6 and 8. They've got to keep it going because they want to make that final this evening. I think they've got to get under 3:46 was the 4th swimmer, 3:49 in that last heat. 2:47.82.
So faster than the previous heat by Felix.
Yeah, a couple of seconds ahead. I guess these guys kind of just know what they need to do, so they're going to go out at a pace that will mean they get there. Benefit of being in the second heat. Jack, though, is sticking with him. 3:42 in his entry time, so it's these 3 ahead with maybe Asterios Dalgodianis going to get 4th, so 3:16.70.
Yeah, I think the first 3 in here and the first 4 in the previous heat are definites for the final. The last place is up for grabs, I think.
Up for grabs, indeed. 3:49, I think, is that 8th place. Looks like Felix just want to make sure he gets the centre lane, and he's coming in. Good swim, and he does in a 3:45.10. So it is the first three. 3:50 for Asterios Gianassis. I think Evan Jones has snuck into that final from that previous heat with his 3:49. We'll just double check that, but no doubt about that. Alex Obeck 3:45.10, swimming really well. Jack McMillan second, 3:45.76, 3:47.12. That is going to be one of the highlight finals this evening, I think.
Yeah, it promises to be a cracker, doesn't it?
It does indeed. We've got a swim off here.
So it's a swim off in the 50-metre free. Next in the pool between Kieran Lennox and Finley Club. Kieran Lennox of the University of Aberdeen Performance Squad, Finley Club from Aberdeen Dolphins.
Ethan Whiffin, Matthew Woodall, Jack Munsey, Michael Flynn, Ben Cole, Adam Hall and Hector Pardo are our provisional B final. Reserves, Ruben Vista and Evan
Let's try and tell you what they're swimming off for here, when we can find it.
So we have a swim off here, men's 50 freestyle. It's an Aberdeen head-to-head. Kieran Lennox, University.
So this is for first reserve into the C final.
Okay.
And it's an Aberdeen head-to-head between the University of Aberdeen Performance Squad swimmer Kieran Lennox and the Aberdeen Dolphin swimmer Finley Club, who finished joint 25th in a time of 24:05. Now I'm going to have a guess, Tony, here that they'll go faster than that.
I think
at least one of them will be 23, 23.6, 23.7. What do you think?
I think almost inevitable with the swim off. Kieran Lennox yesterday got the 50 fly Scottish junior record, so he's got good form on the sprints.
So who is going to
Quick
take
reaction.
Kieran in 4, Finley in 5. We know Kieran's a fast starter. Can he hold on? I think that's going to be the play here. Kieran will blast off. Can Finley close him down? And can they both get under 24 seconds? That's the question. It's looking very close. Maybe it is going to be Finley Club this side, just coming back on the touch. 23:57, both under their time. Both would have got into the C final if they'd have swum that in their heat. Both will be reserves still as things stand, but let's hope that they get another swim tonight. There could well be one or two, there could be some dropouts. We've seen plenty of people down at the recorders table, I think, drop in.
We have.
There might be some people going home, as we said, Sunday afternoon.
Yep, and we've still got the afternoon swimmers, haven't we? And I think in the 50s is the one of the areas where people have just snuck into finals as much as anywhere else.
Yeah, we've
some
seen
fast senior swimmers who've just
final.
into the C final, so we'll wait to see on that, but that's confirmation of that swim off, and I think that is the last swim for the morning. Really good morning set of swimming. Looking forward to some fantastic finals later on this evening, but before that we'll have further sets of heats this afternoon, and look forward to seeing you then.
Yeah, hope you've enjoyed the coverage. If you're watching this afternoon, see it's 12:45. If not, hopefully we'll see you back tonight for the finals. Thanks for watching. See you later.
Yep.